Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Hello, guys. I've been reading the chat somewhat. I've been sitting here trying to put some on my computer for the show or whatever, and it's not really working out too well for me, but that light is bright. Hi, guys. Toys. Come on now. Y'all are already off on the wrong topic now. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello, Looky Loo. Hi, guys. And excuse Nina, she's snoring again. Hi, guys. Hi, Palace, baby. Hey, King Mike and Moldy Cheese Curds and Grape Soda, Virgo, Country Mama, KD. Hello, hello. Money for nothing. Oasis. Ty Simmons. Hello, hello. Hey, Tushai. It keeps jumping, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, that was ghetto. Hi, J.I. Hold on, let me explain something real quick. All right. Waiting for just a couple more people to get in here because we're going to I'm going to talk about some stuff that I got written down, and then we're going to get right into what I want to talk about, okay? I'm going to talk about sextortion today. It's something that I never even heard of in my life. It's something that's a victim, a young teenage boy. His mother contacted me, and she had never heard of it before. So when she texted my phone, it's a friend of mine. So when she texted my phone and told me what happened, I instantly am like, yeah, I gotta cover this because it's a new scam apparently on Snapchat. It's not TikTok. I thought it would say TikTok. It's not TikTok. It's Snapchat. I've never in my life used TikTok. I mean, see, I'm getting all them fucked up. I've never used Snapchat in my life ever. I don't even know what it looks like other than the yellow little thing. Don't know what it looks like, but I'm going to explain to you the best I can how she explained it to me. I'm going to show you, play some news clippings of it. There are kids actually unaliving themselves because of it. So I'm going to put a trigger warning down here because we'll be talking about unaliving. Let's see. Right. Let's see. Trigger warning. Talk of that word. All right. Put that on there. Hey, Steph. Where are you at? Where are you at? Not a problem, Twitchy Eye. Hey, Ricky D. I'm looking for somebody. Oh, there she go. Okay, Grape Soda is now a moderator. There you go. And the lady that was just there, she's always been a moderator, y'all. I just gave her a wrench back in case she needs to use it for today. All right. She's one of our mellow mods, but if she doesn't need it to use it, then she usually doesn't. But just in case she has to use it today, because we might get trolled, you never know. But anywho, so hold on, I'm being ringed. I know, weirdo. All right, number one, moderators. If anybody comes in the chat and they're trolling, you're welcome, baby. And they're trolling, obviously trolling. Okay, like you could tell they're trolling. Just hide them. Just hide them. Hiding someone means you're blocking them. Okay. Now on YouTube, you cannot actually block someone like you can on Facebook anyway. All you can do is stop someone from commenting on your page. They'll still be able to watch. They'll still be able to do everything, but they cannot comment. Okay. Now, if someone comes in and they're talking about things that we don't want talked about, right? Go ahead and give them a warning. And time them out. Give them a warning. Okay. Timing them out. That way, you grasp their attention. Because if you just give them a warning, they may not see your warning, and they may think that, they didn't get the warning. Timing them out only lasts 300 seconds, and then they can talk after that. Okay. If they do it again, then just warn them again, time them out again if you have to. But just, I don't know. I'm almost to the point where I just want to just block them. Just give them two warnings, okay? Just if they say something that I don't want said on the chat, or that you guys don't want said on the chat at that, time them out, and that's the warning. Let them know, and let them know politely, guys. Okay? Put some hearts or something in there, some little emojis, because the way you sound may sound crazy, and you might sound rude. We don't want to sound rude. We've already been deemed as bullies, okay? And then the second time they do it, just hide them, okay? Deleting, using the delete button mods, that's deleting their comments, okay? So, here we go. I'm trying to get this in order, y'all. And we are going to do a CMC sub request reaction after I talk about this sextortion, okay? All the trolls get blocked, period. Okay, I don't care if. Make sure you mods take screenshots of what was said before you hide someone. You don't have to take it before you time them out or whatever, but before you actually hide someone, because you're blocking them, make sure you take a screenshot of what they said, just in case it comes back to me and they're like, well, I didn't even say anything. We got the proof, okay? No talk of any other platforms whatsoever on my channel. I don't care who it is. I don't even care if they're the good people. No talk of any other platforms on this channel in the chat. If I want to bring up somebody that's different, that's my channel. But I don't want anyone in the chat bringing up anybody else at all. No way, shape, or form. Good way, bad way, nothing, okay? Might bring up some good people, but the bad people. Y'all know the bad people, okay? Don't bring anybody up. No situations, no names, nothing, okay? Period. Just nothing. I'm sick of this shit. Nothing. Did you bark? I don't want to know anything that's being said. Okay, again, you guys don't have to message me and email me anything that's being said or posted or anything. Okay, there are people who are watching. I miss you too, baby. There are people who are watching pages, okay, and they will bring stuff to me if they. All right, J.I. You'll want to spank it anyway, J.I. So see, quit throwing me off track. They'll let me know if it's something that I need to know. Okay, you guys don't have to worry about it. I promise. If you feel it's very important and it's really upsetting you, then you can talk to me about it. That's fine. But don't feel obligated to have to send me all this stuff, okay? Because I don't care about any of this shit, okay? And I don't want to be told about it. Any streams. Do not put that in my chat, okay? If somebody is streaming me, let them get content, okay? I know what I have to do after that, okay? So we don't need to broadcast it, and we don't need to know. I don't care. I know they're going to do it anyway, so we're just going to act like we don't see anybody. I cannot stand. I'm about to reveal you. It's her, y'all. She getting on my nerve. I'm over here farting and shit.
I could have.
I told her to make weird noises to freak y'all out. See, I didn't know what it was.
My next one was going to be.
That's what I need. The police pick me up. She don't know what the fuck it was, J.I. She don't even know what the fuck it was. She's going to be my co-host and just sit up here and keep me company and shut me up. So yeah, that's pretty much the you got anything else as far as the what do you call that? The announcements for the day. Oh, and I'm sorry I'm late, guys. Won't happen again. Well, it probably will, but do you anything else you can add to that news? Or you want to add to it? No, Nina's over here snoring, man.
I was just going to say, don't be lying to them. You're never going to happen again. It'd be late. I figure you're 20, 30 minutes late. You're on time.
Definitely on time. And I was sitting right here at the computer. But I was doing something. I was talking to you. But I was also downloading stuff. So
you were researching. You were. You and your multitasking ways.
I just can't read and talk at the same time. Awkward. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I just think you have a great agenda today, and we're going to learn something. I'm excited about it. Reminds me of the old days. And yeah, let's move on. Let's get this cat back on the right track.
All right, so you guys got to bear with me because I'm rusty and I don't really know how I wanted to present this, so I'm just going to go right into it. So I was contacted by a parent of someone who was a victim of sextortion. Now, I'd never heard of this in a day of my life, okay? I actually was like really upset about this. Where'd it go? Okay, so if you've not heard about it, sextortion it describes a crime that happens online when an adult or it can happen either with strangers or people that they know, but you'll see that in a second. Online, when an adult convinces a person who is younger than 18 to share sexual pictures or perform sexual acts on webcam. Okay? And basically what happens is, so let's say, now, I guess a lot of it's happening overseas. A lot of people overseas are doing this to our kids here in America. Okay? But it's also happening here with people that they know. It's happening on Snapchat. Now, I guess on Snapchat, these kids have contacts that are visible to the world, to the people that are, I guess, following them maybe. Like their mom, their dad, whoever they have as contacts, right? So the person who is the criminal takes a screenshot of all the person's contacts, okay? That way they know everybody that's associated with this child. They then pretend to be a child themselves. So if it's a boy, they pretend to be a girl. If it's a girl, they pretend to be a boy. They had these conversations over a period of time, and eventually they began the conversation about sexual pictures and sexual acts. They then have the person or have the child send them either videos or pictures, and then they reply to this. This is an example. I saw your nudes. Hot. Can't wait to post them online unless you send me money, basically. Okay. So they extort them, blackmail them, whatever you want to call it. They tell these kids that they have to send them money or they're going to post those nudes all over the internet and send them to everybody in their contacts. And a lot of people go through with their threats. As of right here, it shows that 45% of the perpetrators that go through with the threats. Okay. Now, there have been kids just recently, just within the last few days, that have unalived themselves because of this. Okay. I'm getting goosebumps. I have a 17-year-old myself. And there's just no way in hell I'd kill somebody. But the crazy part about it is that they're overseas. And so it's hard to get any type of criminal thing done. But the good news is there are a lot of people that are starting to share this and starting to, talk about this because it's important. I didn't even know this existed. I had no idea. No idea. But we're going to watch some news articles on it too. So it says, how does this happen, right? 60% knew the perpetrators in person before the threats. 60%. That's right there locally. So 60% of the people knew the person on the other end of that phone or computer. Okay. 40% just met the perpetrators online. Perpetrators are often current, former, or would be romantic sexual partners attempting to harass, embarrass, or control victims. That would be the agenda for people who know them. People who don't, it's of course money. Sextortion causes serious harm. 1 in 4 victims saw a medical or mental health professional. Yeah, a mental health professional. But of course, there are victims that stay silent. Then you have the victims who ultimately take their own lives because they shouldn't have to deal with it. Okay. Um, Now you got to ask yourself, are your kids safe? Because I know a lot of us my age and older, we didn't grow up in these times. We didn't grow up in times where there were computers. There were, you know, um, easy access to us. We want to go to a friend's house, call their house phone, maybe walk over there. If they're not there, they're just not there. We weren't in everybody's business. We weren't in everybody's life 24/7. These kids nowadays have access to the internet and access to each other's lives 24/7. Okay. To a point where they almost feel entitled that they have to know where everybody's at. It's creepy. But you got to know what your kids are doing online. Okay. But it's not necessarily your kid's fault either. Because some of the red flags that I guess they've gathered, the person does not have a working camera. So your child may ask them for pictures or a video. They say, "Oh, I don't have a camera." Okay. Another red flag is the person turns conversations to adult right away. So the conversation turns sexual almost right away. Okay. That's another red flag. Those of you with children, I would really highly recommend you screenshotting these. That way you can talk to your kids about this. I talked to mine last night. You really need to talk to your kids about this. Okay. Because if they get approached and they're asked for sexual pictures and sexual videos, I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that a kid that one of you guys, kids or even someone even closer to me, took their life because of this. It's sick. Okay. Another red flag is use of fear tactics. A lot of people who are just flat out ignorant as people, they like to use scare tactics. Okay. So one of the scare tactics is you send me money or I post these. That's a scare tactic. Okay. It's basically you do what I want or I'm going to do this. Okay. And a lot of times it can be awful things. And another red flag is their Snapchat profile or any social media. Because I'm not going to really stick to just Snapchat because this could be happening on Snapchat, email. It could be happening on Messenger, on Facebook. It could be happening on Instagram, on DMs. It could be happening anywhere. Okay. But their profile has low followers / friends. So if the child notices that this person that's friends are following them, they don't really have that many followers or friends, that could be a red flag. Another red flag is the conversation does not add up. Now, a lot of kids don't have common sense yet, okay? Well, I know we did. And they're kids, okay? That's why it's important that we talk to them about this stuff. That's why it's important that this got brought to my attention, because if it didn't, I would have known about it. And what if it would have happened to one of my kids? You got to bring it up. And you have to, if they know about it, then they'll be more aware of it, right? So when somebody messages them, they're more aware of not to ever send, never text, emails, never ever send nudes or nude videos to anyone. Not even if they're your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, because even still, you get a divorce later on. You could be married to somebody for 30 years. You get a divorce and it's a messy divorce, and they turn around and blackmail you with these nudes.
Naked is forever.
Right. And what's the other word that it's called?
Porn something.
God, CMC had said it. Dang, what is the other word that it's called? Because it happens with adults too, but we're specifically talking about kids right now, okay? But it happens with adults too. Anybody know what it's called? The other word that it's called? It is a crime. It is definitely revenge porn. Okay. So just never, ever, ever, ever teach your kids to never, ever, ever send nude anything to anyone at any time of their life. Okay. Yeah, I done did it and fucked up, but thank God mine ain't been posted yet. But just don't do it. Okay. And it is a crime. The problem is, since a lot of these are happening overseas, the police really can't do anything because it's cross jurisdictions. So they can't really do anything. If it's somebody local, of course, when they run the IP and it's somebody local, then obviously, yeah, but it is definitely a crime.
And with VPNs now, that's even more difficult to find. So, yeah. The commonplace VPN now.
Mm-hmm.
They can hide better.
Yep. Now, if somebody does this to a child, you can get a court order to get bypass the VPN. I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. Yeah. Especially if you suspect it as somebody, local in the States. Another red flag is the profile has limited photos, misspelled words in profile. Now, I can generally tell if someone's messaging me and they're from another country by the way they're spelling things, by the sentences they put together. Kids might not be able to do that. The kids might just be like, oh, that's just another kid. Don't know how to spell right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to educate your kids, okay? Fast-paced contact. There's just speedballing. Everything is going fast. But as a kid, you don't realize that. As a kid, you've not been through enough shit in your life to know that something sounds fishy or to go with your gut instinct. So it's important to us as parents to teach them this stuff, okay? Some facts about sextortion is it's fast growing. Okay, it's actually, we have some news articles, some news clippings we're going to watch. It's fast growing. It says the U.S. Justice Department called sextortion the most important and fastest growing cyber threat to children. That's sick. Wide reaching. Around 5%, 5% of adolescents have been victims of sextortion. More than one in every high school classroom. So more than one in every high school classroom. So think about that. Might not seem like a lot, but one kid out of every single classroom in high school, a victim of this. That's a lot of fucking kids. And the fact that they're taking their own lives behind it. That is what got me right there. That is what really bothered me. The crime itself too, but that is what bothered me really bad. Inequitable. The LGBTQ plus kids are more than twice as likely to be sextorted as their heterosexual peers. That's just sick. And it gives me chills. My God. All right. Wait, I forgot to put that trigger warning up, didn't I? Hold on. I typed it up, but then I forgot to put it on the screen.
Your mods have been putting it up.
Okay. Put it on the screen. Let's see.
You might also run the BAM suicide helpline.
The email?
Yeah.
Come on, StreamYard. There we go. All right. And let's see. Hold on. Let me put this in here like this. Depression, email. Depression is real life 1@gmail.com. And I'm going to pin that to the top. All right. And then if anybody wants my Cash App at all, mods can just give it to them. I'll type it in this one time, but I'm not pinning it anywhere because I don't have anywhere to pin it. But that's the Cash App right there if anybody wants that. Now, I got everything out the way. All right, let's get back to this. All right, so as you can see, this is a fast-growing scam, okay? The people overseas are trying to make money. If it's someone who's close to them, they're trying to embarrass them, intimidate them, get back at them for something or whatever. It says sextortion is becoming a significant problem in our world today. As more children share sexual images of themselves at younger ages, this trend will likely continue. And then I read the 3 reasons why parents should be concerned. Okay. So make sure you guys talk to your kids, pretty please. I'm begging you, please talk to your kids. Because like I said, here's an example of it. And this is sick. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the news. I mean the news. News. Okay. Let me pull up one of them. These are just news clippings that I got talking about it. But I'm also gonna play a YouTube video of a kid who was a victim. Okay. So let me. All right, the first news article's here. Open sesame.
Are you sick of having?
Yeah, stream lady person. All right. I am back by the fair use
Issues
act
with
that
your
we're about to
webinars,
do.
wasting tons of time on
All right,
troubleshooting
lady,
with
ask you to be
attendees?
quiet.
If so,
How
you
about
need
that?
StreamYard on air.
Thank you, man.
Tonight, officials are warning section.
All right. I'm back by the fair use act. I have a right to do commentary on public videos for educational purposes. So let me share my screen. So far, does anybody have any questions? Let me do this first. Anybody have any questions? Like I said, I am just now finding out about this last night. I did as much research as I can, but I was surprised as when I typed in sextortion in Google and in YouTube, the amount of things that pulled up on this. I was shocked. I had never seen this a day in my life. I had never seen this word a day in my life. And please be aware of any apps that have chat options. They lure kids in by going to apps that you think are kid safe. Exactly, Megs. Exactly. And the internet is a scary place, literally. So if your kid has access to the internet, or even if they don't yet, but they will, I mean, hell, I'm the type of parent that I talk to my kids about everything. Okay, I didn't care what anybody said. I didn't care if people thought I was telling my kids stuff too young, at too young of an age. I didn't care if people thought that, I was, my kids were being exposed to adult stuff too soon. I did not give a fuck. Okay, I was gonna make sure that I taught my kids what that stuff before the internet did or before their friends did, and it be something completely twisted and not even make sense. Okay.
And
So
keep in mind, there's a lot of chat that goes on while these kids are actually active in a game.
yeah,
Because they have chat programs within the game.
all those video games, even the violent ones and all that, they're chatting with people. Okay. My son, I hear him yelling in there all the time. Either he's typing somebody or he's screaming at somebody. So anywhere on the internet that has a chat option, this is gonna happen. Now, as far as Snapchat, though, Snapchat is making it more personal. Facebook might even make more personal if they can see their friends list. Instagram, they see who's their friends on Instagram, or following on Instagram or whatever. This is what they do is before they even start their scam, they're screenshotting all of their contacts, and then they're going to send that screenshot to your child and say, "Hey, look what I got." And your child hears them and blocks them, and thinks, "Okay, well, they're lying," but they've already done everything they need to do before they even bring this up to your child. Okay. Was contacted by some dude who was 13 online. I just told her, wow, no questions, but I love you're sharing this exact thing impact my family. And I'm so sorry to hear that, Megs. Roblox is the worst one. Really, Marita? Really? Y'all hear that? Roblox. I've heard some negative things about that game. Always monitor my grandsons online. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, I don't monitor my kids online. My kids are grown, but my kids came in the generation before all the kids started strictly using the internet and after the internet started becoming popular. So like right in it was early 2000 when I had my kids. So right at the beginning of 2000. So I didn't have all the computers and stuff like that until they got older. like 12, 13 years old. So my kids never really, they didn't grow up with a computer in their face or a iPad or a phone. Okay. Nowadays, kids are 4 or 5 years old with a damn phone in their hand. They can work better than I can. So times are changing and fast. New scams are being brought up every single day. But it's important as parents to share this information with each other, because if we don't, we're not going to know. And to tell the person who shared it with me, I am so glad your child came to you and told you, because good grief. We're going to watch a news article. Okay. But some kids don't talk about it. They just take their own life. Okay. I just think the topics like these, and I'm going to look for more things that are happening online and discuss them. Some of this might be interesting to some it might not. I'll start to get my niche and be able to, explain it better and have more of a, what do you call that? Like an agenda or like a timeline and, things like that, because we've been arguing for so long that I'm not used to all the, what do you call this? The strict things that I go to. But this is a lot like my videos when I used to do videos. So
Format
it. Yeah. I'm trying to get my niche back. There are a lot of predators out there. So I'm trying to, I don't know if we're going to change the name of the channel yet or not. I know we're not going to be covering people individually. We'll do requests on reaction requests, but we're not going to be like covering like scammers individually. But I want to start doing more things like this for parents, because there's things out there still that we don't know about, man. Especially us old asses who don't even be on the internet like that. Okay. The most I do on the internet is go to Google and YouTube, or Facebook. I don't know about all this other stuff. I don't have all this other stuff. All that Snapchat chat and all that shit. I don't do all that. I have Instagram, but I don't ever use it anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So I just think it's important for us parents to stick together and to teach each other things. So if you guys have any topics or you guys have any things that you've learned about and you want me to discuss it to the rest of the parents, email me or contact me on Messenger. You can email me at exposureroom2@gmail.com or at yahoo.com, whichever one you choose. But it's exposureroom2@yahoo.com or at gmail.com. It's either one you want to do. And just message me if you have a topic that you want me to research, okay? So, again, I'm back by the Fair Use Act. Oh, let me read. Okay, so anybody have any questions or anything before I play these videos? Most get contacted and after a while get made to go over to WhatsApp. Wow, okay. And WhatsApp, that's is that like a dating app, or is that like a kind of like a video chatting thing? Well, welcome back. Oh, thank you, lovely Lori. But it's up to the parents, exactly. And the parents have to monitor that crap, man. They have to. You have to, if your child is under 18 years old, I don't care how much you trust that child. Hell, I'm an adult, and look how many times I've been lied to and taken advantage of. Look how much bullshit I done fell for. And I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 39 years old in 10 days. And look how much crap I fell for. Okay? So it's not that our kids are dumb or stupid or, don't have common sense or whatever. No, it's natural. It's normal for kids to be sucked into things and be curious about things. But as human beings, we all get sucked into something. It's a texting app? Okay. So it's like a Google number type of thing? I've heard of it, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Yep, you got to, man. You have to. And I hope that this is going to, make you guys really monitor their stuff. And when you approach them about it, to monitor their stuff, make it very well known that you're not doing it because you don't trust them. It has nothing to do with that. You're doing it because you don't trust the other people. You're doing it because of the internet, okay? Not because you don't trust them. You definitely don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be demanding. You don't even want to be angry. As angry as we are about this shit, you don't want to, because you don't want to have your kid hiding things from you. And then you're like, well, shit, they're not going to tell me now. They're going to be mad at them, You don't want to be too controlling over that. All right, so let's go ahead and play the news articles just to give you more of an idea of what's going on. Okay, I'm going to play some of the news articles. After we get done with this, I'm going to do a sub-requested reaction to CMC. Okay. All right, here is one.
Extortion scams are on the rise, where victims are blackmailed into sending sexual images to adults who are posing as teens, and they usually target males between 15 and 17 years old.
See that? I've been hearing that during my whole research last night and today. Most of the victims are males. And that might be surprising to some. It was to me, because I'm thinking they would be females. Most victims are males.
Bayless Park Police Detective Ross Cheevy is joining us now with more on the warning. Detective, thanks for being with us. I think at this point in time, we're getting more and more familiar with this crime here, but take us through it. How typically does this happen, and why do you think it is happening more often now?
Like I said, it is growing. It's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. So
usually this is happening more often because there are more and more social networking websites, apps, and things like that where victims are able to interact with and communicate with potential offenders on the internet.
But why? I mean, typically, I know you have some commonalities that exist between the victim here and the suspect. Can you take us through some of that? Because I think it's really important for families to know
and
that.
If you guys missed it earlier, I would rewind this and start from the beginning. I did show some examples. I showed some red flags of sextortion and things like that. Because the more you know, the better, obviously. But if you haven't and you have kids and you want to talk to them about it, you could definitely rewind this and screenshot each thing that I showed you. Or you can always contact me if you have my number or contacts or whatever, messenger or whatever, if you want me to send you those items that I have.
Absolutely. So most often, the offender and the victim will meet just through normal communication on these apps or websites. And at some point, the offender will ask for compromising pictures of the victim. And then once they have those, they will use those to extort the victim for financial gain by threatening to share those pictures with colleagues, family, etc. on other social media sites. So usually it starts very innocent and it's just a normal communication, and then these offenders know how to ratchet that up and eventually compromise the victim.
And again, on one of those red flags, the conversation between the perpetrator and the child turns sexual very, very quickly. However, they do warm them up first. They are going to talk to them because they're talking to them as if they're a child themselves. So your child thinks this is another child, okay? And of course, they're getting excited because a girl's paying them attention or a boy's paying them attention. You know how it is. So, but it turns sexual very quickly.
How difficult is it to investigate these crimes when a lot of the culprits are overseas somewhere? And, it's a very sensitive issue where I'm guessing a lot of the victims just don't report these crimes to police.
I do think that these crimes go unreported a lot of the time. Our ability to investigate them depends on a couple things. One, how quickly the incident is reported to your local law enforcement agency. And the other thing is the amount of information you're able to provide to that agency, screen names, user accounts, app information that helps that investigation along so that could.
Now, I can tell you that the person whose child was a victim that I know, their police station, their family works for the police too. So you would think it'd be a lot easier, but they were told there was nothing they could do because the person was overseas. But I think the more and more this goes on, the more and more they'll be able to, they'll have ways and find ways to make sure that person pays for it. You know what I mean? They'll figure it out as they go, I guess.
Could be followed up and possibly identified with an offender.
How often do you catch these guys, and what's your most critical advice to parents as we wrap it up?
It varies just based on the different investigations. My advice to parents would be just to, try to monitor what kind of apps your children are on and who they're communicating on with those. And then just try to have that open dialogue so they know that if there's some sort of compromising situation, they don't take that next step and pay the offender. That just makes this whole situation worse, and it just continues the whole process. So as soon as there's something that's compromising, end that communication there and go to local law enforcement.
All right, Detective Ross Chibi with Palos Park Police. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alliance is.
So there's one of the news articles. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera. I'm looking at my beautiful cigarette. Cherry limeade. I can understand why kids have phones, so in case they get in bad situations. True. However, I used to take my child's phone all the time because I didn't have a phone, and I would turn out okay. Yeah, I was worried when she'd be gone and didn't have a phone, but hey, no, you're not gonna. Right, Miss Megs. That's what my friend said. Where she lives at, state she lives at, they said there was nothing they could do because the person was overseas, which is super unfortunate. All right, so let's go back. And the next one. Open. And welcome everybody just coming in. Welcome, welcome. We were talking about sextortion.
A warning for all parents and kids.
Stop. I would recommend, if you are just coming in, to please rewind. Just click on your screen. There's a red ball. Move it all the way to the left. I would rewind it. That way you hear the information and you also see all the screenshots that I showed, okay? And then just continue to watch it from there, okay? That's what I recommend. All right. All right, here's another news article about it.
Caregivers of kids. Criminals are targeting your children, threatening them in ways and often in ways that are already leading to a number of suicides, sadly. IT reporter Ginger Allen spoke to the FBI about the scheme that you should be aware of.
This scheme has been around for a while, but agents are worried that summer could bring on even more cases. Many of our children are out of school, they have less supervision, and the scary part about this is it can happen while they're at home, right under your nose, and you wouldn't have a clue.
He was a Boy Scout, a straight A student.
17-year-old Ryan Last.
This is where the trigger warning comes in at, guys, because they do talk about this in some of these clips, okay? Because like I said, I mean, I never recommend anybody to take their own life at all, period. But I put myself in their shoes as a child, how embarrassing that would be. As an adult, my stuff gets leaked. Oh, well, it is what it is. But as a child, I mean, I'd be upset, but whatever. But as a child, that really, no. Nobody wants their stuff leaked like that. And it, just the feeling of betrayal and how bad just, no.
Had big plans. The high school senior was visiting colleges, planning for his future, when he was approached by a stranger online.
Somebody reached out to him pretending to be a girl, and they started a conversation.
The girl sent Last a nude photo and asked for one in return. As soon as he hit send,
They demanded $5,000 from him.
It's happening somewhere.
$5,000 from a child. Bullying is at an all-time high, I swear, around the internet. This is just another form of bullying. When you have to, pick at somebody like this, target these kids, target anybody, even adults are being targeted. But we're specifically talking about children. But if you have to do this to somebody to make yourself feel good, you need to go to counseling or something, because bullying is real. Bullying is happening all over, and children and adults are taking their own lives because of it. And do realize that by someone taking their own life, with traces, they can figure out what was going on the internet. Plus, I mean, I'm sure people will talk if they were being bullied. And they can figure out who it was that was bullying, right? You're going to be charged for aiding that suicide. Okay, so just don't bully nobody, man. It's sick. Great. My computer froze, y'all. Are you serious? All right, Billy Bob, keep them company. I'll be right back. Y'all don't leave. Don't leave. I'll be right back.
Billy Bob.
Yes, Billy
Let me
Bob.
see if Billy Bob's around. I'll get hold of him. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hi, gang. Good content, huh? Yeah, I miss it. I have got a couple of granddaughters that are at this age. The eldest one took to heart the lessons and the advice about sharing too much. And the younger one, who is 16, didn't. And yeah, it hits close to home. I couldn't imagine being that age and being extorted like that. And especially where 60% are people that they know. People that they know. You know? And they have told you, oh, that's a friend from school, or oh, look, this intern from your work that we met at the company picnic. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, a lot of them are disguised as something else, but they start off 60% are people that they know. And then when it does happen, they bear the weight of it themselves. They don't even know that they need to get help. They don't even know that they need to turn to people that know better, or that, you know, can help them deal with it, just to walk through the trauma of it. Share my Walmart scooter with you. Oh, Raven. Yeah, they're afraid to ask. Yeah, because then mom and dad's going to know what they've been up to. And they will hate me and all the crap that goes through a kid's head, right? Right, Ms. Michelle. Because they feel ashamed. They don't know how to rise above the shame part and go into the action part.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for becoming a member, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. Sorry about that, guys. And yes, I'm in my PJs, but I try to make it look as professional as possible. Okay, it's Sunday. I'm chilling.
Hey, welcome, Ms. Michelle. Welcome.
These are the socks for the day. Can't really see them. They're pink with hearts. They're my footies for the day, but I can't lift my leg up too high because then the JJ will be showing, and then I'll be extorted. Okay, so we're not gonna go there. All right. Kids are so young. Don't know what you're on camera. Do you know you're on camera? You froze.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours.
All right. Well, hi. Just since you know how to operate your tools over there. You're beautiful. No matter what.
Can you do it for me, Mom?
I sure can.
Okay.
And they're scared to ask for help. Yeah, exactly. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. And sometimes kids just think they're going to get in trouble in general, you know? I mean, I know if I was a kid, I think I'm going to get in trouble by my parents. Like, I don't want them to know. I want it to go away. Especially if they're being bullied online. They don't want to. That's just sick, man. I've been bullied for the past 2.5 years, and trust me, it ain't cool. But I got thick skin and I've learned to let it go. I'm just ignoring it. But as a child, I don't think I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to deal with it like this. The one in my wheelchair doesn't roll through snow. Oh, Lord. All right, to my Walmart. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this back up. Sorry about that, y'all. Welcome to my life, where anything is possible. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. All right. We were watching this one. I don't know where we were at.
Come to TurboTax and
you know what's happening? I know what's happening. Okay. Hey, go ahead and jump down for me, Muse. That's what's happening.
Okay.
Overloading. I don't know. It's stupid. And then I'll bring you back up when we get to the after we do the CMC reaction.
You got it, huh?
All right. Thank you, baby. All right. I'm all alone now. All right. Let's back out of that. All right. Let's pull this back up.
A warning for all parents, and often in ways that are already leading to a number of suicides, sadly. I-Team reporter Ginger Allen spoke to the FBI about the scheme that you should be aware of.
This scheme has...
All right. We'll just start from right there. All right. Again, I'm backed by the Fair Use Act. I have a right to do commentary on public videos for educational purposes. You know what? Let me add that in my thing because... Okay, we'll do Fair Use Act there. Then we'll do trigger warning. Talk of. There we go. And that's all right. If I get hit, I'll just get. My last 8 videos have been demonetized anyway, so it don't matter. I'll just get the check for the members. Y'all good to me. Come on now. Why is this freezing, man? Cancel. There we go. Switch that. Okay, that's better. All right. And welcome everybody just coming in. Welcome, welcome. If you've missed the beginning, I would highly recommend you highly recommend that you rewind, tap the screen, take the red ball, and take it to all the way to the left, and watch what I did at the beginning because I showed some screenshots that you may want to take. That way you can talk to your kid or whatever. Or you can contact me directly and I'll send them to you. Or all you gotta do is go to Google and type sextortion in. That's what I did. And YouTube. I saw a lot of shit on there, y'all. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff. I was shocked. Either way. Okay. And then you can fast forward back to us or however you want to do it. Now my aunt is being a bug right now. All right. We'll put myself down there. All right. Let me go to this, see what I look like. So I want to make sure I'm okay. Okay. All right. This is another news article.
It's been around for a while, but agents are worried that summer could bring on even more cases. Many of our children are out of school, they have less supervision, and the scary part about this is it can happen while they're at home, right under your nose, and you wouldn't have a clue.
He was a Boy Scout, a straight-A student.
17-year-old Ryan last had big plans. The high school senior was visiting colleges, planning for his future, when he was approached by a stranger online.
Somebody reached out to him, pretending to be a girl, and they started a conversation.
The girl sent last a nude photo and asked for one in return. As soon as he hit send,
They demanded $5,000 from him.
It's happening somewhere as we speak.
it's called sex.
And it's the same as extortion. It's just involving the nude pictures, and it's basically revenge porn. If you know the person, like if they're doing it for money, or they're doing it like a private person, you know what I mean? I'm looking over here like talking to a wall, or if it's a person that you know, because it can happen to adults too. But if the child knows the person, it could be for out of like anger, revenge. Maybe they broke up, maybe they got into a fight or whatever. It could be for multiple reasons. But it's like I said, it's also happening internationally where they're doing it to our children just to get money out of them. Okay.
Extortion. Criminals convince teens to send compromising photos or convince teens they already have the compromising pictures or videos of them. And then they force the teens to pay up to keep the images private. Dallas FBI agent Jim Dwyer says the scam can unfold at lightning speed.
We've seen where it goes from initial meeting to pictures being sent inside of an hour. And then they're almost immediately hit with a request for financial compensation.
The number of sextortion-related complaints has tripled in the last year. Here's what you should watch for. Hi, you alone? Yeah. And then you can see where this threat goes from there. In another case,
You see that? Did you know there is a video of you showing your privates? Okay. Sick, man.
the scammer claims to have compromising video, but
Yeah, so they're claiming that that's just another way they're doing it, but they're claiming that they already have stuff of them that somebody else might have sent or that they found. And they might not even have anything. They're just lying. You know, bullies love to lie, okay? They lie to switch the narratives on things, to get their way, to make people think one way. And so they're lying to these kids, making them think they have this information, and they don't even have it.
It's also trying to solicit pictures. What would be worse? Take some pics or have everyone see the video? Federal agents say
You see? That's bullying, okay? That
this is what is happening on virtually every popular platform. From social media sites such as Snapchat and Instagram,
I have found villages before.
to games, Roblox, and Minecraft. Anywhere that allows communication.
You see that? Any app that allows communication between two people, okay? That has a chat option, like Meg said. So they just named some: Roblox, Minecraft, any gaming stuff, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all that, and then that WhatsApp. I know you guys mentioned that. I mean, anything that has a chat option for between two people.
Communication, you'll find scammers posing as teenage girls because the biggest target right now is teenage boys.
Hear that? The biggest target is teenage boys.
Agent Dwyer says most victims are 14 to 17 years old.
That's
But he's
crazy.
seen cases involving children as young as 8.
8? See, I didn't watch this whole. Oh God, 8 years old. Oh my gosh. Y'all see? They don't discriminate. You know, they have no moral compass. They have no. They're a waste of space. Okay, so they don't care who they target.
The FBI says it's honor roll students, children of teachers, student athletes.
There are people.
Hear that? The victims so far have been honor roll students, children of the teachers, student athletes. The only common trait among victims is internet access. Okay.
Out there who are looking to take advantage of them and don't care about their safety and don't care about their life for very little amount of money.
You need to talk to your kids.
Ryan Last's mother says he paid his scammers $150 out of his college savings, but the threats continued. The scammers wanted more money, or they would post the photo online and send it to his family members. It became so overwhelming. One night in March, Last committed suicide.
How could these people look at themselves in the mirror knowing that?
Now, this happens with not even extortion and sextortion. It happens all over the internet for various different reasons. You have people, young people, older people, taking their lives because somebody is deciding to attack them. And a lot of times they don't even have to have a reason. It's wrong. And you can go to prison for stuff like that if that person takes their own life, but even if they don't. Bullying is a serious crime.
$150 is more important than a child's life. There's no other word but evil for me.
Experts say this scheme is especially dangerous to teenagers. Their brains are still developing. They can't see past that moment of shame, and they often will erase the evidence here out of embarrassment. And that's why parents, you must talk to your children. Experts say make it clear that they can come to you for help. And making this mistake is just not the end of the world.
Exactly.
I'm Ginger Allen.
And I actually feel that way about life in general. You know, that's how I raised my kids. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things they're not proud of, but it's what you do afterwards that matters. It's how you react, to the behavior that you had. So if you, let's say you called somebody a bad name and you didn't mean to, it's your reaction after that. Are you going to apologize? Or are you just going to act like an ass and just act like it didn't happen? And, it's not the end of the world, but to kids and adults, though, there's adults like that too. They think it's just the end of the world. Their life is over. And that's what happens, unfortunately. And it's sick. It's just sick. All right. So next one. Okay. This is a teenager. It's still news art. It's still a news thing, but it's a teenager kind of explaining what happened to him, basically. And then eventually I'm going to get to it's about a 16-minute YouTube video of a victim. Okay. And they explain how it happened and what happened and all that to them. Okay. Carolina, that's what I thought. I thought it would be more girls too, but no, it's boys, mostly boys. And I guess you can see, hey, Phoebe, I guess it would be because girls are more guarded. Maybe they feel that the boys aren't being talked to enough about not sending the nudes, and girls are. A lot of times girls, I know, meet women, like somebody asks me for a nude, especially if I don't like them. I mean, no, I'm like, hell no. Who the fuck are you? Maybe they feel that the boys, it's just in the process of these people doing this crap, they have found that boys give up the pics easier than the girls. I don't know, but yeah, boys are more likely to be victims. All right, here we go.
News tonight, a bizarre news scam happening right here in our area and across the country. A local teen says he is a victim of a sextortion scam. So he says he got images of a woman he thought he met on a dating app. But in the end, that really wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, they pretend to be other people. And I know there was, I was reading something, watching something, and I switched screens. I went to go back to find it because it was down my timeline as I was looking stuff up. I couldn't find it, but there was a lady. She said, how'd she put that? I lost train of thought because Nina just, okay, I gotta remind what she said to remind me of it. Hold on.
But in the end, that really wasn't the case at all. NBC Charlotte.
Oh yeah. She keeps thinking of the fact that, she thought, oh no, my kids wouldn't be victims of this because they know not to talk to grown-ups, or they know not to send pictures to a grown-up or anybody. You got to remember that the person on the other end, the perpetrator, is pretending to be a child. They're pretending to be a girl or a boy, the opposite of whatever's there. The LGBTQ plus community, as you heard earlier, is they're the biggest targets. Okay. So it could be 2 girls, 2 boys. If your child is openly gay or lesbian. Okay. So you got to understand that the kids, they think it's a child. So that's the only mindset they have. They don't think it's anything different. Okay. And it's just sick, man. But she said she thought that they would know it's an adult, but one of her kids became a victim of it. And she didn't realize, it didn't dawn on her that they are presenting themselves as a young child themselves. They send them fake pictures, things like that. And that's just how it goes.
Charlotte's Tanya Mendez joining us live tonight with more on what happened and how we can all protect ourselves. Tanya, I think it's so easy to fall for something like this because you think they know who you're talking to.
Yep. Well, these kids think they know that it's another child, and they don't think, oh, a child wouldn't do this, or a kid wouldn't do that, or
Yeah, even worse than that, when you get an image like that, you think you could be going to jail. If you've received possible child pornography, you're thinking,
my life is done. And so scammers know that, and they're preying on it.
And so scammers know that, and they're preying on it.
Through a dating app.
A young guy scrolling through a dating app meets someone he'd like to get to know before he knows it.
The female sent a video or picture
of herself.
Then the guy gets a call from a man claiming that picture is of his underage teenage daughter. The guy thinks his life is about to be over.
They're using the fact that you're potentially labeled as a predator.
Lincoln County Detective Dan Wren is investigating the
Wow. So they're trying to frame people. Oh my gosh. Frame the adults.
case, calls it the latest twist on a sextortion scam. But police we spoke to from Lincoln County to Charlotte and Matthews say they're seeing it more and more often.
They're preying on that because nobody wants to be labeled as that. So the first thing they want to do is get as far away from it as possible.
The scam victim gave us these text messages.
It says, "Are you familiar with MoneyGram?" And the victim says, "No, we do not ever send money like this." I guess they're in the process of sending money. The person says, "Okay, what we are trying to do is have this resolved today so that it won't be in the air hanging around. MoneyGram is a center at Walmart or other stores of such nature. It is almost like Western Union. You can send it Western Union if you're not familiar with MoneyGram. We ask that you do it in two different
messages he received, telling him to send money through MoneyGram, and they won't press charges."
Yeah. So they're sending the adults pictures of these underage kids or whatever, saying that it's their child, and so and basically trying to frame them into so that they're looked at as a predator, and they're saying, "Well, I'm going to press charges on you if you don't send me money." I did not know that was happening either. I'm just now finding this out just now. That is way.
He even gets a call from someone claiming to be a detective.
I would have to ask you to take your son to the nearest sheriff's department along with the telecommunications device and turn them over to the authorities.
The so-called officer.
Wow, y'all hear that? Even going as far as interpreting a police officer. It baffles me the lengths people are willing to go to harm someone else online without even thinking that the crap that they're doing is so illegal that it's going to throw them under the jail. But a lot of people feel like, they're untouchable. There's nothing you can do to them. But the fire burns on people like that. And I hope that whoever did this, I hope they burn in hell. Damn, that's messed up.
Officer saying the case could go away if the family pays up.
But we're never going to ask you to pay money or else we're going to charge you. If it's a crime, it's a crime.
So is it echoing? Is it echoing bad? If it's echoing for you and not everybody else, you might need to close out of the YouTube altogether and then come back in. Let me see. Okay, echo. I turned it down a little bit. Let's see if that helps.
Detective Wren says most of these scammers use IP phone numbers and don't even live in our area.
Yeah, they use different phone numbers. Is that still echoing?
That makes it hard for them to get caught. So Wren says, do your best not to get caught up.
Try to get to know these people in real life rather than completely online.
Yeah, you don't know who you're talking about.
No, you do. You don't.
Still echoing? I'm not sure why. It's weird. I'm not sure why it's echoing. Let me try this. Maybe restart that. We'll try it again. We'll go to the next video though. So yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know they do. That was even happening. Whoa. So sorry about that echo, guys. I didn't realize it was echoing. We'll try the next video and see if it's echoing. If it is, I'll have to close out and come back to you guys. But that is crazy. So not only are they coming after the children for money, they're trying to blackmail the adults. That's right. No, Well, yeah, I do right here. My email. But that was it. I'll close out of that email once I pull up the thing this time. All right, let's try this again. Now I'm getting sleepy. Every time I talk to you guys, I start to get sleepy. I actually slept last night. Cool. All right, the next one. Mom warns of online sextortion. Kind of glad I played these videos because, man, I did not know that is wild. Okay, this is another one about a suicide, so just to fair warn you guys. And it's my internet's screwing up too, guys. So, and it's been raining outside. I just got really tired out of the blue.
The FBI is warning of it.
Yeah, it's going really slow. My internet's close this out. Okay. All right, let's try this and see if this works, okay? Yeah, the bubbles are starting to come back. I'm getting sleepy. I'm back away from the camera a little bit. I don't need y'all. My bubbles starting to swell up. Getting sleepy too. It's crazy. Made all that salt with that gravy and stuff. I sure ate that today. Twice. All right. Let me know if what happens with this.
You have an increasing crime that targets teens online. It's called sextortion. One San Jose mother shares her story of loss with ABC7's Karina Nova as a warning to other parents and teens.
At 17 years old, Ryan Last had many interests: a straight-A student preparing for college, a Boy Scout, a second-degree black belt, and an animal lover.
He truly fell in love with the raising of the animals. And even
Okay. Oh, this is that same lady. She's on another news article. Okay. So any echo? Can you guys hear it? Is that okay? Is that better? Yeah. I hope it doesn't do this when I do the CMC reaction. But this is the same lady, but basically she's going to explain the same thing in this article anyway. That same lady from before, but her son took his own life just within hours after essentially he was scammed. Okay. I don't know what the hell. Let's try this YouTube video and see if it does it. You know what? I'm just going to close out everything. Hey, Muse, you want to click on that link again and come back up for me? Pretty please. I'll just keep them company for a second. I'm going to close out of everything and then bring everything back up. Let's see if that helps because it shouldn't be echoing like that. I don't like that. Might as well do that before I get too far ahead of myself. Hello, everybody coming in. We were talking about sextortion and because our children are being targeted, okay? And we're finding out that there's also blackmail schemes going on out there of adults. So my thing is, okay. Yeah. I'm just waiting for Muse to come up. Yeah, the fish tank, the dog snoring. Let's see if Muse is echoing. Go ahead and talk.
Hello. I think it's reverb. I think it's coming out of your speakers, going into a mic, and then out and back and out, because it starts off normal and then it builds and builds and builds and the echo gets worse. So it's doing some kind of cycle refeeding back into the StreamYard.
Let me try. Yeah, good idea. Hold on. Okay. Try my headphones. I just don't want to be on here wearing these big dumbass headphones. The contra headphones. Here we go.
KO.
Hair. All right, let's try the headphones here.
Okay. Because you can mute the mic on the headphones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should fix it.
All right. Go ahead and go on mute.
Okay.
All right. So, let's pull it back up real quick. Oh, for one, am I echoing? Am I echoing this way?
No.
No? We might not be able to hear it, though. It's down there in the chat. And I'm going to tell you what, that echo is so annoying. It is so annoying when I watch the replays. No echo so far? Okay. I'm just waiting for more answers. Nina's throwing her ass up. So no echo so far, guys? No echo. Okay. All right. All right. We'll go ahead and drop back down, baby. We'll see if this works. Thank you for coming up. I don't have to restart everything. No echo. And then I'll bring you back up so you can play with me a little bit. We can talk mess. After I do the CMC reaction, I am going to do an open panel, but we are not talking about any other channels, okay? We can talk about this. We can talk about your day or whatever, but I'm going to open the panel for maybe an hour at the most, depending on what time we're getting everything done. But no, we're not, none of that, okay? Just warning you. All right. See, now I ain't going to put my hair. Look like George Washington. Hold on. Pull this. All right. Get out of my face. Don't y'all laugh at me either. Oh, good grief. There we go. Staying on hair to mine. Back to the headphones. Don't try to make fun of me either. We don't fight. All right, let's go. All right, we'll go ahead and watch the YouTube video.
My story.
All right, this is a victim. Okay. It's their YouTube. Let's see here. Let's take that off. All right, I'm back by the Fair Use Act of Rights to do commentary on public videos for educational purposes. So again, this is a victim of sextortion. And where is this one?
Begins this way. I was on Facebook in a couple of love romance groups. Basically, some of the groups, I have to admit, were just a little sexually charged. I'm a single 35-year-old guy.
Now, this is an example of an adult. And the reason I picked this is because I want you to see how it affected an adult to help you understand a little bit more how it's going to affect a child, which it's going to be triple times the anguish for a child than it is an adult. Okay. So if you're going to hear how upset he is and how, it affected him, just imagine what it's going to do to a child to kind of get you to understand how serious this really is.
An average American male. And yes, I do think about sex and I do think about relationships. I've never been married and I have no kids. So when I joined this group, I knew what I was looking for. I was looking to find a sexy lady to chat with me, maybe have a relationship, but I was pretty open-minded to just chat and maybe have some fun chat. That's when Sarah Wilson popped into my messenger. She had solemnly replied to a post that the admin of this group had made, saying, "Is anyone looking to have fun? Anyone looking to fall in love?" And I had replied to the commentary, and there was about 1,000 comments, which said, yes, I'm a single guy, blah, blah, blah. This is where I live, and I'm looking for love, and I'm looking to have fun. Sarah messaged me and said that I looked very handsome. I told her thank you, and really, in reality, I know I'm not a very handsome man. I'm not thin, I'm not wealthy, and I don't have a great job. I work as a cashier at a store. I live in the middle of Iowa, in the most boringest town probably in the world. At least I think so.
I'm just stopping this for fair use, but yeah, let's keep on.
So when this beautiful woman messaged me, I was quite enamored with her. I thought, wow, would she really talk to me? And so I introduced myself in private, and we started chatting. She told me she was 5 years younger than me, and that she was single, and she had gotten out of an abusive relationship with her boyfriend who had physically beat her and been very cruel to her. And me being a really nice guy, I wanted to play the superhero role. I told her, I would never do that to you. I'm a sweet man. And she said, thank you for being so kind. We chatted for about an hour in Messenger, just about the basic stuffs in life. Music, movies, favorite foods, the stuff that you would chat with someone you've just met. And we seemed to have a connection. Although her spelling and grammar wasn't the greatest, it wasn't poor either. And really, me growing up where I have, people here don't always spell that well anyway, so I thought nothing of it. She said she was originally from Texas, but that she was working overseas in Saudi Arabia and working as a medical practitioner helping doctors, and she was a nurse. She said she helped with radiation, all kinds of different cancer patients, chemotherapy, you name it, she assisted. And I thought that was great. Here I am, just a cashier from a little Midwest town, talking to this woman who has all these degrees and who's so smart and is helping cancer patients. She told me that she would be overseas for 6 months and then she would return home to Texas and hope that maybe we could meet. I told her we'd have to see how things go. I was actually intimidated by her. She was quite beautiful. She sent me a handful of photos of herself. Some were a little bit more provocative than others, but really all pretty decent.
You see how they really make people believe that they're somebody else? That happens all over the internet, with sextortion or not, okay? People can use the internet to be whoever they want to be, and you will never know, okay? You got to be careful with who you're talking to. You got to be careful with who you're dealing with. Not everything is as it appears. That includes talking to people, giving out your information in any situation. Okay, there should actually be a lesson for just in general. No, there's not a lot of genuine people on this internet that's really the person they claim to be. Like all these fake pages and stuff. Yeah, it's guys got to be careful. Okay.
I asked her what she wanted, what she had in mind. She said she'd like to find a man to marry.
Hello, Realist, and hello, everybody coming in. Hello. If you guys just coming in, I would recommend you guys rewinding it and watch from the beginning to see what you missed, because I did show some screenshots and stuff like that about sextortion. Otherwise, you can just continue to watch. But you can also Google sextortion or look it up on YouTube like I did, and you will be amazed at the amount of information you'll find on there. So it's very important to talk to your children about this, okay? Because it's me personally, my child could have been 6 and I would be talking to him about it. I'm dead ass, because they're saying the youngest victim so far that they've calculated is 8 years old. I'll be talking to my kids really, really young. But this is a grown man talking about his story of being sextorted and how it affected his life. So you can put yourself in a child's shoes as to why these children are unaliving themselves due to this stuff.
For me, marriage has always been that scary question, that scary thought. I never wanted to really get married, but wow, if I really hit it off with her, maybe I would. So we chatted more and more, and I asked her if she'd like me to give her a call. She was hesitant. She said, well, because of her phone doesn't always work, she has a Texas phone number, but since she's overseas in Saudi, the connection probably wouldn't be very good. And I told her, it's fine, I'll just try and call you and we can talk for a few moments. And she told me no. She said she didn't want to run up her phone and risk having a data charge. She told me that they taxed her phone when she used it overseas. And me at the time, I didn't know any better, and I didn't want to cause her any problems.
You hear what he said? He didn't know any better? And he's a full-grown adult. So make sure when you talk to your children, you reassure them that you don't think that they're, incompetent. It's not that. People can be tricked into things and talked into things. That does not mean they're not intelligent, with common sense human beings, okay?
So we kept talking, chatting online. Then one night, late into the night, we started talking romantically. She asked if I would love to video chat and have some sexy fun. And me, being who I am, was so excited about it, I said absolutely. We decided to go on Skype. And so when I called her, sure enough, she video chatted, and here was this woman in the photo, live for me on video. She was wearing a tank top, and she was looking very naughty. Long story short, I chatted with her via video chat. She texted me some naughty things she wanted to do, and as you can probably guess, things got pretty.
Wow, so they even had somebody come on there to look like that because it said the picture was stolen. So they had somebody that probably resembled her come on there.
Serious. After we were finished chatting, I felt like I was hot on top of the world, like I'd found this crazy woman who just loved to do all these things with me, and we talked, and I was kind of falling in love. Shortly after this, though, and I want to say it was the next morning, I received a message from her via Skype. She told me that she had recorded our video session, and if I didn't pay her $1,000, she was going to release the video to my friends and family on Facebook. And admittedly, I had added her as a Facebook friend, so she was able to see my friends list.
Wow, see? This happens in all situations. Sorry, I'm eating caramel corn. Hold on. This has even happened in the sector that we're in right now. When you guys are adding these people that you don't know as your Facebook friend, they're up to no good, and they're getting your information. Pretending to be your friend, video chatting you, talking to you, getting, whatever they want out of you. Just going to turn around and show the world. You guys got to be careful.
I was scared. I didn't know what to do. She said she wanted $1,000 sent and gave me the name of a man in Saudi Arabia to send the money to. It was an Arabic name, and I knew I'd been scammed. I told her I don't have that kind of money. I told her I don't even make $500 every 2 weeks on my paycheck. I'm only a cashier. She instead told me that I had to pay $500 this payday and I could pay $500 the next. Otherwise, she would share the video. I was panicked and I didn't know what to do. I was friends with my boss. I was friends with some girls at work that I knew, and I was friends with my grandma, my mom, and my whole family. I didn't want them to see me doing this on video. It would embarrass them. And my family is very religious and church-going. I didn't want them to think I was doing such things online. So when payday come and gone, I hesitantly paid the $500 via Western Union.
Wow, he paid it.
And sure enough, the next payday, this person demanded the other $500. It actually left me with about $60, $70 to live on for the whole month, and I was falling behind on my bills, but I thought, I can't have this person.
That is so messed up. Yeah, I'm eating some from this place. My aunt gave me this. It's birthday cake caramel popcorn. It's so good. And I'm eating Cheez-Its too. This is crazy.
Person show the video. So I sent the other $500. Long story short, after the second $500 payment, this person came back and wanted another $1,000.
Wow.
I told them I don't have that kind of money, and there's no way I could pay it. They threatened to go ahead and send the video to my family. I was so angry. I was so betrayed.
And that's because they got away with it the first time. When people do things to you, they harm you or whatever, and they get away with it, it's hard to get cocky. They start to get greedy. Eventually, though, those people are caught. Karma does come back. Something happens, okay, in the midst of that. But until then, they get worse and worse because they're not caught, so they think they're untouchable.
Who was I talking to? I was talking to some man in Saudi Arabia who was pretending to be a female. I later found out the video that he showed me was a stolen video from a porn webcam site.
Wow.
And the lady I was talking to, it was a porn star named Josie Miller. Her videos are all over the internet. I was stupid, and I ended up blocking the scammer. And sure enough, within a few weeks, I was getting friend requests from all sorts of...
Can you imagine how insulted and embarrassed he was that he just sat here and played with himself in front of a grown man? Or to a grown man. That alone would drive an adult crazy, especially a child. Okay? That's just sick.
Sorts of porn star looking women. I know they're all fake, and I know they're him. I let my family and
Sherry,
friends...
while this guy's doing it to him, there's dozens and dozens of other ones that are on at work doing the same thing. That's their job. They're on the clock doing the same thing. And it's sick, man.
Know that I was being harassed by a scammer, and that to block this person, and gave them the link to both the lady profile that I was talking to of Sarah, and as well I looked up the name's man in Saudi Arabia who I'd been sending the money to, and told them to block him as well. They're both harassing me. My family pretty much blocked him, and I never heard anyone tell me that they received a video from this person or anybody else. Long story short, it was an expensive lesson. And if someone's blackmailing you from a sextortion scam, which I found out that's what it is, just block them. It's not worth it. Don't be embarrassed. Don't hide, and don't pay them. Just block them and tell them to go to hell. Thanks for letting me share my story.
Now, initially, though, he was embarrassed. Initially, he wanted to go away and paid. But after the fact, I thought about it, it's not that big of a deal. So, if somebody's trying to blackmail you or extort you, 9 times out of 10, it's something real small. But because you're being blackmailed or sextorted, that seemed like a huge deal, okay? So to children, everything's a big deal, okay? Their life is online. They don't want their friends and family to see that stuff. You know, their ego, their pride, their all of that, they're embarrassed, and very overwhelming for a child, man, and adults too, but particularly children. And the things that that people are willing to do in this world never cease to amaze me.
I first met John Davis on Facebook. I was in a couple of military USO groups because, admittedly, I love the military.
He's telling another story about him being, apparently he learned a lesson, didn't he? All right. You should come back up if you want to, baby. I'm gonna drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, and we'll have a discussion about this before we do the CMC thing. Please, no cursing. Only talk about what we're talking about. I mean, you know, you could talk crack jokes or whatever, but do not bring up any other content creator. Do not bring up any drama whatsoever. If you do, I'm just gonna drop you. Okay. So what do you guys think? I mean, well, it sounded like the same guy. But did anybody who in the chat that did not know about this, like did not know that this word even existed, or that, you know, I would have called it blackmail, but who all didn't know this existed? I know I didn't.
All right.
Did you know this existed?
I didn't hear it.
Did you know this extortion existed?
That
word in particular?
No. I knew about, you know, catfishing and some of that stuff, but it wasn't for being somebody else.
Right, grape soda. I didn't know.
Football player tail, but as far as, yeah, just a, you know, slam bam quick scam on kids and people, no, I did not know.
Really? Who's sharing? So this has actually been happening for what, at least 15 years? Have a good night at work, baby. Are you serious? Oh, you're very welcome, who's a Twitchy Eye. You are very welcome, sweetheart. It was my pleasure. And if anybody has any more topics, if you're a victim of some sort of scam or whatever, please feel free to message me, email me, or whatever, however you get a hold of me. My email is exposureroom, the number 2, at yahoo.com or gmail.com, just whichever one you want to use.
What's the matter, sweetheart? I'll be right back. I gotta go on mute for a minute.
Right, Gerb said to me too. Like, I knew about like blackmail stuff, but I didn't know anything this, like, especially this caliber. Wow, really, Michelle? Yep, who's Sherry? That's what caught my eyes about them unaliving themselves. Let me quit eating. See? When you're not all agitated and got your mind consumed with BS, you get an appetite. Eating those Cheez-Its and that popcorn together is heaven. Wow, are you serious?
Okay, I'm back.
I mean, I know it would be like blackmail type of thing, but I wouldn't have guessed that it was like this. Like this caliber. It's sad. It's really sad. And I really hope that you guys, and hello everyone, just coming in. If you're just coming in, please tap your screen, take the red ball and rewind this video and listen to the information that we were given. It's very, very important that if you think you know about it, you may not know the details. So just in case, rewind it and rewatch it or watch from the beginning, because we have to protect our children, each other's children. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know that when I'm out somewhere, whether it be the store, the park, or whatever, I'm on mom mode at all times. Even though my kids are grown, and most of the time they're not with me at the store now, I'm still on mom mode. So if I see something like with a child, I'm instantly getting into that, like, oh no, don't touch that. Oh no, don't, we have to protect our kids, and we have to protect each other's kids. It's not that you're a bad parent because somebody else helped you. It takes a village, right? So I am personally going to look for other things that are going on online. I think this is very informative. I think this is going to, even though I don't only reach a couple thousand people, that's fine. That's still a couple thousand people, okay? And there's at least one person in there that knew nothing about it and whose child may even be a victim right now and they don't even know. Okay, so very important that you talk to your children. All right, baby, go ahead and go off camera. It's very important that you guys talk to your kids. I mean, I know having these types of conversations about sex and things can be difficult, but it's extremely important. Where the heck Muse go? Anyway, it's extremely important that we talk to our kids about this stuff because the hard talks, unfortunately, are the toughest things that are the worst on the kids. You know what I mean? Well, hello, Max. Welcome.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay? I don't have my headphones in, so I want to make sure I'm not echoing.
Yep, I can hear you. I don't think you're echoing, but is she echoing, guys?
So this topic is, I kind of mentioned in the chat, a little bit special to me because I had an experience with my 8-year-old daughter.
Oh, damn.
So I'll just quickly share my story about it. My daughter was did have a phone, but not necessarily to text and things like that. She was using it more to play games on. So, like the Jewel games and things like that.
Right.
But there was a particular app that she downloaded that I was not aware of at the time. And inside of this game for kids was a chat feature. And that chat feature was a place for people to come in and chat, and this lures, the I'm just going to call them pedophiles because that's exactly
Right.
what they are.
Yeah, they are.
Come in and, were saying comments to these kids and trying to get them to do things that normally, your little innocent 8-year-old child would not do.
Right.
So I had no idea that this was going on, which this was during the height of COVID.
So
And I was
everybody was at
working
home.
Correct. And I was working from home at the time. So, I'm out in my dining room kind of working. She's, on break from school at the time.
Mhm.
And I had to go get my blood work done. Well, I get this random message pop up on my Facebook from this group, I'll just call them that like goes into these kid chats and finds these people and works to report them to local authorities and crimes against children and things like that. But I was scared because I got this message from this person. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I thought it was a scam, but they were basically telling me that my daughter was on this app and that these usernames were, trying to get my daughter to do things.
Wow.
And I want to be very careful when I say things. I'm talking not necessarily naked, but pictures of underwear, very disgusting.
Oh my God. I just got
things.
goosebumps. Oh my God.
Very disgusting. I mean, at 8 years old. So I get this message from this group and I'm, of course, freaked out. I'm like
Wow.
at the lab getting my blood drawn at the time. I have no idea who this person is. And long story short, they ended up reaching out to my mother-in-law as well. Like, I don't know how this is how crazy the internet works. Anybody can find you on the internet.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they found my mother-in-law, they found me. And we ended up, they notified me that this is what they do. They are actually overseas in Canada, and they're a group that goes into these chat rooms and tries to protect the children. So,
Yep. Those vigilante groups are amazing, Whiskey Pink.
Yes, and
Yep.
I will say I am.
They're actually spreading awareness and actually trying to protect
Correct.
people instead of just drama and bullshit. Like,
Correct.
yeah,
And
they're awesome.
My guard was up. I was like, I was like ready to go. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like,
right.
I was like, ready.
Yeah.
Like, what are
Who
you
the fuck
talking
are you?
about?
Why are you stalking me?
Yes, and I was so freaked out that this random, person, but in the end, they helped me and my family tremendously, and notified me of these particular usernames. The police and the FBI and Crimes Against Children cannot find these people.
Yeah.
And because they are using VPNs and most likely that they are in other countries. So, but I never want to discourage anyone from reaching out to local law enforcement.
Because I was told by my law enforcement that they could bypass the VPN if they got a court order. But I guess it just depends on the situation, the case, and all that, the severity of it. Yeah.
Exactly. I think the severity of the crime, and luckily no harm, no foul in my particular situation, but it really, ever since then, opened my eyes. And,
right.
And I never would have thought, oh, my little 8-year-old cannot go and play games online. No, she really can't. So, somebody had mentioned like Roblox was a big gateway, which it is. A lot of young kids are on there playing Roblox, and just to be aware that it could happen to anyone at any time.
Exactly.
But I just wanted to share that with you all because I appreciated you sharing this because a lot of people don't know. Kids constantly have their faces in their games now, and this is the way that it is. So
I sure didn't know. I didn't know that word existed. I mean, I would think of it being blackmail or extortion, but I didn't know that this particular case, like this particular word existed.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just sick. It's sick.
Yeah. And the things that they ask these little kids to do, and
Yep.
and I asked her, we had a discussion with our daughter, me and my husband at the time, was like, what made you, because she was kind of like falling into it. She was scared. She didn't want to tell us,
Right.
that this was going on. And luckily my teenage daughter was home as well at the time, and was just like, oh my gosh, like sending me screenshots as I'm trying to rush home from the lab. And it was not good, and this could be anyone's child. It's just
Right.
so sad that you
And
have
that's the
to
thing. The
protect
kids
your
think they're gonna.
children.
Kids are going to think they're going to get in trouble. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And all kids. It's not just
Yes.
any, in particular. All kids think they're going to get in trouble for things that they know they shouldn't be doing, but they don't. They can't. A lot of times they can't wrap their head around the fact that it's not them that's the problem.
Right.
Even if they did do something, even if they did take pictures, even if they did, send them, they're not, well, obviously they're, they shouldn't be doing that, but it's not them that you're mad at.
Exactly.
It's the people.
They're the victim.
They're the victim. Exactly. They were coerced into doing it. And it's very important that, we talk to our children and let them know, hey, look, and keep an open relationship with your kids. There's a thin line between keeping an open relationship and being their friend. Okay. We're not their friend, we're their parent. But you got to be open, and you can't react with anger every time they fuck up. You can't react to, resorting to straight, oh, you're going on punishment automatically when they fuck up. A lot of times, every time, even us as adults, maybe we make mistakes all the time. We learn lessons from them. That's how we continue on through life. So it's just very important to have an open relationship with your children, so they can come and talk to you. And if teenagers are going to hide stuff. I mean, that's just that. But if they, but if you check their phone regularly, their social media regularly, hey, you might catch it,
Right.
Well, thank you so much for telling me your story, and I'm so sorry about what happened with your daughter. That is sick. I'm glad they caught it. I'm really glad that there are actual awareness pages out there that are amazing, and that's
I was so thankful and could not thank them enough. I just couldn't. And they were in a whole nother country, and they even followed up with me the next day. But it was that shock of who are you? I was not really nice. I wasn't really nice to them at first.
Of course, I guess random people calling you what do you want? Why are you talking about my daughter?
Yeah, exactly. So it was I can share my story and kind of laugh about it now with because it's not a laughing situation, but me with them, being so grateful for having an organization like them who really is just trying to help people, because sometimes law enforcement can't do anything. And they did go to lengths to try and find me, which I did find a little scary, right? But at the same time, I was grateful for this particular situation, because it could have been a lot worse. So nope.
As law enforcement, they have so much to do.
Yes.
They can't dig like those of us on the internet can do.
No.
So
absolutely.
It's awesome. Well,
That's
thank you so
why
much.
I appreciate Carrie's efforts and Carrie's page, is because that is, what do they call that in a company? It's like the motto, that the main thing is helping other people become aware of scams and liars and cheaters and evildoers. And that's what attracted me here.
Well, awareness is so important.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you guys. I'll be back down in the chat.
Thank you. I'm chewing on that.
Wow, that was powerful sharing.
It was. Yeah. That is horrible, man. Oh, you see, an 8-year-old, y'all. A frigid 8-year-old.
Yeah, and unfortunately, pedophiles start off with, panties and cute poses and stuff, but they basically groom them, and they see how far they can go.
Who Sherry is exactly right. That's exactly what the detective here said.
That's true.
The laws have not caught up with technology. Technology is moving so fast and getting so advanced. People are finding, ways around so much. They've been unable to keep up with it. Well, hello, Michelle. I already said hi to you. I thought you said good morning. That's grooming. Yep, they groom them. Yep. didn't have internet back then, and still to introduce to the children today. I have no idea how fun it is. Yeah. You can, like she said, you can introduce them to board games. You can, as parents, we want our kids to catch up with society. We want them to be, you know, popular, or not really popular, but we don't want them to be the outcast, right? But as parents, it's our job to teach them things. And like, for example, they quit teaching cursive a few years ago, quite a few years ago. But my daughter, she was just learning cursive at the time when they cut it out. Oh no, this shit's not going to stop. You're going to learn cursive. So guess what? It was my job to do it, or her dad, whichever one had that night. And then we did it with the boys too. Taught them how to write in cursive, taught them how to sign their name. So even though the schools are teaching things, there are parents who solely depend on that, and that's it. And that's your business. Okay, I get it. But with situations like this, the schools can't teach them this. The schools can't make them aware of different things that happen online. As adults, we see things all the time. We can teach our kids that, and go above and beyond and teach them cursive and teach them things that we learned as kids that we feel as adults is important to know that the schools are not teaching anymore. Yeah, the ID channel. Yeah, because I know a lot of women. We all like true crime, right? Yeah. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the true crime thing next weekend. We're gonna do the interrogation video, but I want the channel to kind of be a bounce between things. You never know what you're gonna watch that weekend, sort of thing. Because Carrie is so completely random. Hey, Karen. Very much so. If I have a really busy week and I can't get the information that I need for that show, the show might change to something more simple. But I want to still do topics like we've been doing. I also want to do the interrogation videos. So yeah, we're going to do that. But the true crime stuff, watching that, I've learned so much that I didn't know over the years. So even though, like she said, it is graphic or it's a horrible situation, and I don't want anybody to get harmed or anything, but watching that type of stuff, it does educate you. They're just another form of an awareness page, like the news, another form of the awareness page, even though there might be some misinformation here and there in the news or even on these shows, but it's still there to educate you on things.
That's something I wanted to comment on in the last topic of the conversation too. If you want to check your kid's phone and you get a huge protest from them or an excuse, oh, I dropped it, it quit working, or it's there's no battery, or blah blah blah, or they just throw a fit like some kids do.
Sure, grape soda. Go ahead and send that. I'll play them now. Sorry.
That's a big red flag. That's a big red flag.
Yeah, because they're guilty of something. Their conscience kicking in. There's something in that phone.
Or they're just afraid. Again, that fear of getting found out.
Yep. But you never know. They might go to the extreme. Exactly. They might go to the extreme and be threatening these kids as far as maybe hurting their families or things like that.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I've seen a few videos. I've seen my own grandson, give me your phone. No. What? Excuse me? Yeah. I was watching a comedian the other day. I think it was Kevin Hart, actually.
Sure, we can play one of them. Sure. She got some videos, confrontations of child predators that's been confronted. Yeah, we'll play one of them.
Yeah.
No problem.
Anyway, Kevin Hart asked his teenage son for a phone. He said no. And he's like, I'm about to commit murder, I'm about to kill myself. And anyway, it went back and forth for a minute, but of course the kid turned over the phone and then took off. And he yells at the kid, "What's the password?" And from the basement he hears, fuck you. And then he's like, oh, what? Oh, no, he didn't. You know, Kevin Hart. Anyway, it goes on for a few minutes. And he finally gets toe to toe with his son. He said, what did you? He says, the password, Dad. The password is fuck you.
Oh, Lord. So that was the password.
Yeah. Yeah. That got him killed.
Remember, my daughter had a screen. I mean, not my daughter, my son had a screen saver on his phone with the middle finger on it. Like, really, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. So I put her on the spot. Caught my eye.
So, you know, I've been babysitting, puppy sitting these dogs. One is a very old dog, family dog, been around for years and years and years and years. And she's in her last days, but my puppy and the Great Dane puppy have just played constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Great Dane has been so gentle with her. Well, today, for all of a sudden, my puppy manages to get the old girl engaged. Now, she's not up on her feet. She's laying there. But the puppy keeps darting in and out. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And getting her to play and engage. And they're huffing and puffing and pawing each other. And the old girl is just having a great time. It's really heartwarming. Anyway, sorry, but I didn't want to.
We're just
I
waiting
didn't
for
want to explain what that background noise was. Now maybe I'll just go on mute.
Does anybody have any? No, you're good. You're good. Does anybody have? Oh, we got it. All right, we got the video. So we're gonna go ahead and transfer that over to my email. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play a video real quick that it relates to what we're talking about. It's they're public videos on people confronting child predators. That's what essentially they are. They're child predators. And even if it's not children, they're doing it too. They're still predators in general. And like Twitchy, I said, they threaten the families. They're threatening them. You know, it's not only just money. You know, people could be doing it for all sorts of other reasons. Some people may be doing it just because it's funny. As sick as that is, some people could be doing it just because they think it's funny. Okay. All right. She said this is a summary of the confrontations. So should I play the first one or the second one? Let me know which one to play. Just hang tight, guys. We're going to play another video, and then I'm going to do the CMC reaction. Per request. I think Fat Cat requested it. Is Fat Cat even here?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, girl, that might be too deep for us to watch. So I'll play the first one. Okay. I'm going to see this one. Hold on. Come on. Good grief. Wants to act up. Give me a second, guys. I'm loading it up. Trying to pull it up here. All right. Open Sesame. All right. All right, that's 45 seconds. Okay. This one. Oh, so this is a whole channel, a page that they're. Okay. All right. Wow. And you know, The predators can also be their own family, y'all. Unfortunately. They could be cousins. They could be siblings. And they're just mad at their relative and put them through all that anguish and stress and possibly cause them to unalive themselves over this crap. It's just sick. All right, we'll play the first one. It's just a 45-second video. And then we'll get into the reaction. Give me a second. The second one might be a little too deep. And probably for a whole nother subject. About a guy being confronted of molesting his own children. And other children. But that's a little too deep for today. Yes, Husheri. I cannot begin to tell you guys how sick it was when a couple of my dad's friends, my dad's 70 years old. When I was a kid, these men were around me. Everything was cool. I never felt it, violated or, anything like that. It was just, the normal videos are 10 minutes or to an hour. Okay. We'll play the 45-second one just to show somebody being confronted, and then we'll go ahead and do the CMC thing. Thank you so much, baby. Everything was normal. I didn't sense any. They're a group. Okay. Okay. It's it looks like I can still get in it though. Yep. Looks like it's a public group, so anybody can go in there. Perfect. How sickening it was when I got older. I didn't feel, like I said, there wasn't anything awkward that went on as a kid at all. They were just my dad's friends, But when I got older, we're talking 18. Actually, no, about 16. These men, there was a couple of them that started looking at me. They started making certain passes at me and making me feel real uncomfortable. And then as I got older and turned an adult, they just flat out went for it. And it was the most sickening thing ever. I told my dad about the couple people that did it, and he just shook his head like, what the hell? Like, so you guys were like looking at me as a child, like waiting for me to grow up or something? Like, that's weird and sick and perverted. Oh my gosh. Just knowing that they've been looking at me this whole time, Just sick. All right, let's pull this video up. Yes. It's a 45-second clip of a predator getting, what do you call that? Why was my Visa card charged? Oh, great. I don't even watch that stuff no more. Oh, God. I'm watching today, though. Charging my dang on card. All right. Let me pause this. This is just about one of the predators getting caught, or not caught, but, Why is this like this?
Confronted.
Confronted, yeah. I don't know why it doesn't have a rewind thing on there. Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Grape Soda. I appreciate that, baby. Yeah, dude. It's sick, man. It's sick. One of them just, literally went straight forward. He's just like, yeah, come on. You want to get a hotel room? And I'm like, whoa. Hold up. Because then it makes you think, like, so you've literally been watching me this whole time. Like, that is sick. All right, I'm backed by the Fair Use Act. I have every right to do commentary on public videos for educational purposes. This does come out of a Facebook group. It's a public group. So they let me get right in there. Hold on. I done exited out the wrong thing. It's a public group. So you guys should be able to get to it. I'll tell you the name of it here in just a second. I got to pull it back up. But they have full videos. They're about an hour long, of people getting caught. They also have summary, which we're going to watch the 45-second summary of one, of the predators being, confronted. All right. I'll have to pause this again. I don't know why. It's called Predator Catchers Indianapolis. Predator Catchers Indianapolis. All right, I'll mute that. and PCI. P as in Peter, C as in Charlie, I as in Igloo, and then follows Predator Catchers Indianapolis, the public Facebook group. So you guys can go check them out and, watch some of these videos. All right, let's play this.
So, is this the first minor you ever talked to? It's the first. Anytime I've done anything. What do you mean anything? Talk to anybody. I just talk to anybody. Yeah. Because in the chats you told them that you hooked up with another 14-year-old. So you talk.
Oh my God, sick. Okay, sorry, I should. This man, a former teacher. Okay. In my opinion, I bet you the amount of teachers. I mean, a lot of the predators are mainly like it's a huge percentage of teachers, counselors, whatever. They have close access with children. Sick. Said that he came to this Walmart, Liverpool Walmart, looks like Walmart, to meet a 14-year-old boy. He's being confronted by the actual person because they pretended to be the 14-year-old boy. And they're confronting him as to why he was meeting up with this boy.
You talked to another 14-year-old? No, I never have done any. So why did you tell this kid that you talked to a 14-year-old? Okay, that's fine. Go away from me. Okay, so is this the first minor you've ever talked to? It's the first. Anytime I've done anything. What do you mean anything? Talk to anybody. I just talk to anybody. Yeah. Because in the chats you told them that you hooked up with another 14-year-old. You talk. So you talked to another 14-year-old. No, I never have done any. So why did you tell this kid that you talked to a 14-year-old? Okay, that's fine. Go away from me.
Now, I remember. Hold on. Okay. I remember, if you guys remember, CMC made a comment and said that it is wrong for people to pretend to be children just to get somebody in trouble. And she was dead set on that. She even repeated it several times after that and said, I stand on what I say. That's wrong. You're tricking them. You're blackmailing them. Whatever she said, you're lying to them. You shouldn't be able to do that. They shouldn't get in trouble because you lied about being a child. It's like, are you missing the whole point here? You're missing a bigger picture here. It's not wrong. It's what's needed to be done. Yes, they can get in trouble. Yes, they can go to jail because they had that type of conversation with a child or who they thought was a child. So that means they will do that with a child. And this particular person admitted to or said to his so-called child on the other end, they had been with another 14-year-old. That is sick. That is sick. You guys remember CMC saying that? Yep. I mean, because she said that. I stand on that. That's wrong. You can't be tricking them like that. They're not guilty. They're not guilty. They didn't do anything wrong. What? Are you? Oh. Yeah. They're liars, man. It's like, I've never done anything. That's why he kept saying, I've never done anything like this before. Because he has. He has. Just sick, man. What? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Oasis. That type of stuff is probably a topic for a whole nother show. You think, Muse? Like, a whole nother show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a huge topic.
Yep, they go to jail. Mm-hmm. They can. So, I used to watch that Dateline one.
Yeah, I did too.
Yep.
Where they would get them into the hotel room and
Yep. Or the house.
confront them. Yeah.
These men would
my
bring
God.
drinks. They would bring condoms. They would very prepared to do stuff with these children. Sick. But yeah, that'd be a topic for a whole nother show. But this is the same concept as what these people are doing to our children online. It may not be physical. They may not get, physically close to them. They may not be sexually touching them or anything like that. But it's still, they're
still traumatic.
Yes,
it's still causing trauma.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Oasis. I'm so sorry, baby. The pedophile catcher community? Yep.
Yeah. There's truckers against pedophiles too. They've got
I heard of
really
them. I heard of
them. They've got some really great clips. So yeah, it's huge.
It's the same concept.
Concept.
They're lying to these kids, get them to get nude videos and nude pictures of them, and then just to extort them to get money out of them.
And they will. A lot of these predators will, like over in, was it Copenhagen? They don't have the adults approach the kids. They have kids that they have groomed to go out and recruit kids.
Yep.
And bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
So they are, being approached by kids.
They're getting very creative with this crap. So
yeah, unfortunately.
with this sextortion, that is still they're predators. Just like it's if they were chatting to meet up with them in person or something like that. The same difference. They're still predators. They still need to be in jail. Even if it's someone that is another child that's doing it, and you find that it's someone from your child's school that's doing it, I personally believe they need to be arrested and sent to kid jail. I mean, they need to be taught that that is wrong. That's not, you don't know. That's nasty.
Back in the 2000s, when I was doing a lot of role play, and had different
I'm
channels.
so sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Had different channels, ran different campaigns and whatnot. There was a couple, and they said they were in Arizona, whatnot. They lived in one of the parents' bedrooms or whatever. They had a kid. And that was the first time that I ever ran into, basically internet begging scams.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so mad one day when they were working on this one guy. I saw him working on him, just send him money and telling him how to do it. And I, as an operator, a mod of the channel, I intervened and I said, you two are nothing but predators. And really that's a true scammer on the internet that uses subtle techniques, lying, manipulating, deception, emotional manipulation, all that. That is exactly what they are. They're a predator looking for victims. Now there's beggars on the internet. They're just flat out beggars.
Yeah.
And there are
very obvious, and people see that, and they still give them money. So, whatever. That's it. Like Lady Munch, very obvious.
And then there are people that have drug problems or have lifestyle problems or different things, and they're looking to be relieved monetarily in some way, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're scammers. They're just trying to use a platform to build something that could be worth something to somebody and get them out of their situation. And
using the internet to get money. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily lying, saying, "Oh, they need money for this," but using it for that, or
something
like that. They are, or making up fake fundraisers or something like that. They're not doing that. They're flat out just begging for the money and not offering to pay it back. And it's your choice to give it or not. That, we had somebody request somebody like that, and he wasn't necessarily a scammer. And that was actually one of the people I was looking at TikTok. And I'm like, this really isn't a scammer. This is someone that it's very obvious this man is just wanting their money. Like, so how would I address this and what would I be doing it for? I will
Right.
spread awareness about people that just go online just to take everybody's money. But there's a difference between borrowing money from friends, even if it's, internet friends,
Yeah.
couple or something. But there's another difference when you're literally going online in front of thousands of people asking for money and hopping in every inbox you can find. Okay.
Yeah.
Begging for money. There's a huge difference between the two, especially when you're paying it back. Like there's a huge difference between that. But that doesn't
Well,
necessarily
one
mean
is a business transaction, and the other is just like street corner begging. You know,
and they don't. They're really not scammers though. People,
no,
all they're hearing is, "I need your money."
Yeah,
they're giving it. That's it. They can't complain. Fully aware. All right.
Yeah, there's no lying or deception to it.
Right.
There's no hook. There's no used car salesman approach. It's just straight up. Send me some money. I'm really
like
down
Lady
on my
Munch.
luck.
Lady Munch is like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, Palace. I'm sorry, baby. Anyways, I'm
And
sorry.
what I'm interested in are those that the scammers.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I'm really interested in.
Who are actually taking advantage of people.
Yeah. And I want to see them stop because of that. But also from a psychological study point, what is it that makes people have such low moral compasses and
and in my opinion, bullies are
absence of filter to be able to do that to another human being? I mean, I've got a brother who would very easily be considered a scammer if he did what he did on the internet.
Wow.
And
sorry.
I think that's what drives me is what is it that makes him
no empathy? Good one, JR.
Yeah, different than me,
and I also think that bullies are
mentally.
Bullies are scammers because they pretend to be your friend. They pretend to, they put on this fake facade and then they flip and they start attacking people.
And they threaten and they coerce and they extort and
those are scammers.
Absolutely.
And what online it said that it's the dopamine that people get when you're being mean. A lot of times people apparently they don't have a life or anything going for themselves, because if they're being mean or they're deceiving or scamming or bullying, it releases dopamine to the brain, and then they actually get a euphoric feeling out of that.
Yeah, otherwise why do it?
That is sick.
Why else hurt people? There's got to be something they get out of it.
The satisfaction of seeing that person hurt.
Yeah, they're getting something. And I guess that's my quest. I am trying to understand those differences. I'm trying to understand that mindset. Only from
You'll never be able to fully understand it, but
no,
you're not like
just
that.
Like I can't even understand my second divorced husband. I can't understand it. But it come to find out that marriage, that total marriage, 13 years, was a scam.
Yeah,
it was a huge scam. Emotional manipulation, lies, deception, everything that you see common in just little internet scams. But he played a role. He played a part for 13 years.
That's sick. And huge hugs and prayers to those who are victims of any sort of scam or abuse or anything like that. It's unfortunate that the world we live in, but the good thing is you made it out. You're here to tell your story. Learn from that and use your story to help the next person. use what you have been done to you and what you know and what you've been through and how it made you feel and your emotions to help the next person get through it or to prevent it from happening, And that's been my motto since day one with this channel. Is I noticed that there were people who didn't understand a lot of the stuff that they were seeing on other platforms that were, trying to show the scams of Mellow. And I wanted to be more detailed and more specific. And okay, there's a lot of elderly people, disabled people, like they're not understanding what these pages are trying to tell them. What seems like common sense to us it's not like that for the next person. That doesn't mean they're slow or, less than us. It's just, we all comprehend at a different level. So when you have a person go to the school and they're teaching these kids about sextortion, right? If they do, but teach kids about sextortion, they're more than likely going to give a vague description of it, right? They're not going to go into details. They're not going to describe too many things because in their mind, these are children and they, we're just going to keep it sweet and simple. Me, on the other hand, I would go into straight details like I did today. I would be I didn't go into like graphic details, but yeah, I mean, my kids, love you, baby. My kids, like I was telling my son last night, like I'm going to be as detailed as possible. Okay. I'm not going to spare anything. And you have to be. So, parents, when you're talking to your kids about this or anything else, don't leave out the details. Okay. A lot of times details are important for them to understand and to get a better concept of how serious it is.
Well, you're not doing anybody any favors by sugarcoating it.
Exactly. Don't sugarcoat
shit. This is the real world.
Yeah, especially with this internet stuff. I mean, grown-ups are being bullied. I've been bullied for 2.5 years. And if I am being bullied, there's children being bullied, like I didn't know. I wasn't aware of all this. I wasn't aware of everything that happens on the internet. I wasn't aware of the things that people do to you on the internet when I started this. Had I have been informed and educated on a lot of this stuff, I could have tried to prevent it from happening. Okay. I just didn't know there were people out there like that. I thought if I don't mess with you, you don't mess with me. No, definitely not the case. So it's
one
very,
of the things,
very important.
One of the things that I've come to understand too is that the counterculture of quote unquote awareness pages to bust scammers is actually thinly veiled bullying. It gives them an opportunity to pick people and pick people apart and be judgmental of them. It has absolutely nothing to do with the scam. It has to do with them being bullies.
Not agreeing with their lifestyle, not agreeing with, maybe their job, or not agreeing with what their channel is about. Just something like that. And they're using that to bully. And even the scammers using that to bully the scammers, to attack them and be vicious towards them just because they're scamming. I mean, yeah, they might be scamming, but that doesn't mean you got to be so vile, So yeah, they definitely use platforms to
expose the scammer,
to expose themselves as bullies. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've kind of lost their direction. Yeah. I mean, maybe they started out originally to expose scams, but then they just evolved. They de-evolutionize into a group of biddies that just really get a charge out of being as cruel and hateful and judgmental and malicious to another human being as they can possibly do it. But since they have been labeled quote unquote a scammer, that's like their free game.
Yeah. Yep. That's sick.
It is. It's very, very mentally off.
Aw, Pallets. Thank you, baby. And you mean a lot to me too, Pallets. You all do. Our actual supporters mean an awful lot to me. And I try my hardest to be there for you guys when I can. And, you guys, most of you understand that when I'm sick, I just can't simply be. Okay? But I try my hardest to be there for you guys and to be available if you need me. And you all know that if you have my number, you can call me if ever you need me. It doesn't matter. Okay, in the middle of the night, whatever. I either cuss you out or I'll go back to sleep, whichever one. But when I'm sick, those of you who are still around and the times I've been sick, you guys understood and understood fully that I just couldn't. You know, when you don't feel good and when you're in that much pain, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a number. If you believe you're a victim of sextortion or know someone else who is, also just write this number down just to have it, okay? I'm going to give you the number for the FBI, okay? It's 1-800 call FBI. So that translates into, hold on. Because, you know, we got cell phones now. I don't be having a thing on there. My kid's like, what? Call what? Just spell it out with the letters or the numbers. 1-800 call FBI. All right, let's see what the number is. All right, so it's 1-800 call FBI, okay, which translates into 1-800-225-5324. Okay. So if you believe you've been a victim of sextortion or someone else who is, that is a good number. That's the number that you can call for the FBI. And I would actually just write it down just to have it. You can also Google it if ever you need it. You know, if you believe you've been a victim of sextortion or know someone who could possibly be a victim of it, okay? Oh, it's okay. It's okay, for I hope you feel better soon, sweetheart. Oh, really, Paulette? That's sad. I love Law & Order Rescue. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to the next. So the next thing, last but not least, is a CMC reaction. This was a request from Fat Cat. It's a 2-hour video. Fat Cat is trying to put me in a coma right now. If it gets too boring, I'll discuss with Fat Cat and we'll just shut it off, okay? But like we'll watch the views, make sure people are actually, you know, wanting to watch it and things like that. And me and Fat Cat will discuss it and whatever. But this is a video that she would like me to react to, okay? And again, you guys can always email me requests, exposureroom2 at either gmail or yahoo.com, or send me the links to my messenger. If you have my phone number, send it to my number. If you have a request of any reaction you would like me to do on anybody, it doesn't have to just be CMC or Ashley or Mello. It could be anybody. I've decided just to completely open it up. If you got a video that you want a reaction done to and you want explained and you want, you know, kind of detailed, you know, whatever to show people, just email it to me. Give me a little description of it or something. Maybe let me know what I'm looking for and I'll watch it, make sure we can play it on here and then go from there. Now, I have not watched this. It was 2 hours. I was not about to watch this twice. Okay. But so I don't even know what this is about. But if the video you guys sent me, if it's not about CMC or Ashley or Mello, I'll watch it first and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay. If you have a topic, maybe something that you just learned, maybe there's something that you just found out about of something that's going on in the world, whether it be, you know, a scam or it be something to do with, I don't know, something to do with scams. Like, for example, the Medicare scam. Okay. I know 2 people so far, one being my aunt. She gets at least 20 calls a day from overseas people saying that they're calling with great deals for Medicare. I'm going to tell you right now, Medicare, any other government agency will never call your phone for any reason unless it's to call you back. Like if you're talking to someone and they call you back or something, other than that, they will never just up and call your phone. Never. The IRS, the Medicare, they will never, ever call your phone. Also, Medicare will never advertise any deals or anything like that on Facebook or through your email. Okay. Those are all scams and the calls. These are companies that have picked up on that you have Medicare Okay, the person that owns that number has Medicare. So they're flashing these deals in your face like, hey, look, you can get this tablet through, free of charge because you have Medicare. Well, you're putting your information in there. Now, you may not be putting your social, or you may not be putting your card numbers or something, but you're definitely putting enough information for them to figure the rest out. Okay. And then if they got another person that called you or you went and clicked on one of the links and put some other type of information, they compare those to build your profile to eventually scam you. Either, pretend to be you. They maybe make purchases on your behalf and things like that. So never, ever, ever, ever click on any advertisement scrolling through Facebook. Just don't do it. Just get yourself in that habit. Just scroll on by them. They might be legit, but I got scammed once on the Christmas before last. There were these beanbag chairs that I had ordered, and I had been waiting for them. They never came, and I never got my money back. Went back to look, company's gone. It was online. You can actually look it up at one point. But I had been talking to someone. They were supposed to be refunding me my money. All of a sudden, the phone number was disconnected, and the business is off the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't click on any advertisements on Facebook. I wouldn't even click on it through your email unless you've done business with them before. Okay, you don't want, especially that Medicare shit. My aunt gets at least 20 calls a day, and she tells them because as a prior telemarketer years ago, if you have a telemarketer or something that calls you, right, and you don't want them to call. Oh crap, you're weird. And you don't want them to call you, right? You have to say, please take me off of your do not call list. That is exactly how you have to say it. You cannot say, don't call me anymore. Put me on your do not call list. No. You have to say, please put me on your do not call list. By law, they have to do it, and they cannot call you back. Otherwise, you can sue them. Yeah, a lot of people think you can just say, don't call me anymore. And it works. Nope, they hang up and they'll call you later. They'll call you, next week. Yep. It's crazy. Crazy. So if you guys have elderly people that you're related to or friends with, check on them, especially if they have Facebook, because they're getting those advertisements on their emails, Facebook, and get some on their text messages and phone calls, all about Medicare. And they're all frauds. Okay. All right. Well, baby girl, go ahead and drop down. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and we'll see how far we get. And I'll bring you back up for another discussion, and then we'll get off of here. You hear me, Muse? Muse. 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 Ding dong. Muse. Oh, she walked away. You said she just walked away while I was talking. She didn't give a damn about what I was saying. It wasn't important. Exactly. She was blocking them at first, Fat Cat, but then they're like overwhelming now because they're calling you from different numbers, and it's just getting overwhelming now. Hold on, I gotta read this. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, I'll call you in a little bit after this is over with.
Okay, dropping down.
But I'll talk to you later too, Muse. Sorry, I was talking to somebody on a text message, but I'm getting confused because anyway. Yeah, I'll bring you back up after I do this reaction.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. And as you guys can see, I am trying to speed things up. I'm not trying to do a lot of extra talking. I'm not trying to put a lot of fillers in here. I'm trying to kind of get straight to the point. That way people will watch the replay and they will enjoy it. They're constantly watching something and not just listening to me run my damn mouth, okay? So the next thing is a CMC reaction, okay? It is 2 hours. The video is, we may end up stopping through half of it or something, I don't know. Or did you guys want to go ahead and end it for tonight and come back another night and do it? It's up to you. Oh god, yeah, my blacklist is probably my blacklist is probably full, too full. They don't say nothing. Yeah, and you know when you pick up the phone and it says doot, make that little bloop noise, like a pin drop noise, or like something in water. That's a telemarketer. Yep. Anything with Medicare that calls you, it's not. It's a scam. They're not going to call you at all. They're going to call you. They're going to send you nothing. You ain't getting nothing free. You ain't getting no discount on nothing. You ain't getting none of that. It's all fake. They just want your information. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do. Hey, so there is something close to here, about 17 minutes from here. They've been taking zip ties and putting it on door handles. And that is for a kidnapper. Wow. That reminds me, Jackie. There was a problem we had here, and I'm assuming this happens everywhere, where kidnappers will put they'll be stalking you, right? You go to Walmart or something, you go in the store. While you're in the store, they put something on the windshield of your car. As you're going to get whatever said item is, they like the paper, they grab you and make you open up the door and get in the car. Crazy. Scam likely, yep. Because like the cell phone companies are finally starting to recognize some of them are scams. Or potential scams, yeah. That's what I told my aunt. I'm like, look, I programmed her sons. I programmed mine, my kids, different friends of hers, stuff. I programmed everybody's numbers that we could think of. If you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. Because no government agency is going to call your phone unless you've called them and then they are scheduled to call you back type of thing. They're not going to call your phone. They got way too much stuff to do. Aw, thank you, Eds. Wow, grape soda, that's crazy. They put them on the passenger side here in Kentucky. It lets the person know you are vulnerable and an easy target, and the person doesn't see it, usually because it's on the back door handle. Yes, a new young trafficking thing in my state with the zip ties. That is crazy. So if you guys see zip ties on your door, is it the car door? So it's the car door, right? So if you guys get to your cars, and you see zip tie on it, you better call the police. Because you're being stalked. Or paper on your windshield. Yep. If there's a piece of paper on your windshield, always just start your car and take off. You could get that piece of paper off there later. Just take off. Yeah, block and delete them. Yep. Living crime free area, Raven. I wish. See, I didn't hear about the zip tie alert. I guess anything that's placed on your vehicle as a way to distract you would be concerning. I'm sure they'll think of other creative ways. AARP, yep, they're not going to call you. Or they might. No. Well, see, AARP is not a government agency, though, is it? It's more like an insurance company. Well, it's like Medicare. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't trust any of that. I was told the plastic is a signal to follow and tell alone, then take the person. That's crazy. So they're putting it like on the opposite side of the car. And then they're changing it by severity or to signal the other kidnappers as the days go by. And because that person is alone, single, whatever, and is never on that side of the car, they're not seeing it, and they're not seeing that the things are there. They're not seeing the zip ties there, and then the signal for the bag is there. So I get it. Okay, so they're not seeing it. So then the kidnappers basically are communicating with each other by changing what's on that door handle. That way they know what to do and when they're supposed to go ahead and take the target. That's crazy. Yep, put things in the middle of the road, make people stop. Yep. Yeah, anything that would distract you could possibly be a setup to have you harmed. And I would run. I would drive very, very fast. I would not deal with it. When you get a text, don't touch that blue line. That's where they'll get you and never touch that blue line. A blue line. What do you mean blue line? Huh? I've never heard of a blue line. Where's the blue line? What are you talking about? Hey, you want to come up and tell me? Maybe. If not, that's fine. I'm just curious as to what blue line. I've never seen a blue line. If you want to come up and explain it, you can. But otherwise, I don't know what blue line. And just give me a second, guys. We're going to get to that reaction. This is kind of actually informative. They have zip ties to indicate that I have a 9mm and concealed and carry. Oh, you're asking a question. Curious as to what that other thing is. When I do leave, I pretend to be talking. Yes, Carolina. Pallets. I do sue all the time, especially if there are men outside, like at the store or whatever. I pretend to be on my phone all the time, so nobody bothers me. They leave me alone. I don't have to worry about it. When I do leave, I pretend. Oh yeah, a young girl noticed someone following her. She told her dad. Dad walked around her car, found a zip tie. He went to TikTok and told us about it. That's crazy. Right now, I just got to call. Okay, so what is the blue line? What's the blue line? Hey, I'll let you up here for just a second, Jackie, but no cussing, no talking about nothing else. I was just wanting someone up here to explain what this blue line they're talking about, okay? Because I have to get to this reaction, okay, baby? Swingers also have bandanas on their antennas. Here, different colors mean more into it, and it lets people know, oh, that's a oh, okay. That's kind of a good thing, I guess. What's up, baby?
Okay. Up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, there was a young girl. She was about 17. She noticed this vehicle had been following her for a couple blocks. And when she got home, she told her dad. Well, her dad come out and he was checking her car, and he noticed the zip tie on her handle.
Okay.
And he said he took it off, and he said the next day she come back home, he walked back around her car. That zip tie was back on there. He went on TikTok talking about it. A big thing in Nashville and surrounding is the zip tie. It's like someone else said, if you see plastic anywhere or any kind of paper on your windshield or
See, I've never heard
anything-
of the zip tie thing. So that's
Yes.
informative. I've never heard of the zip tie.
And I'm not the only one. Even J.I. Who was it a while ago? Somebody else said they even heard about it. Yes. And if you go to TikTok, as a matter of fact, Carrie, you can probably stream it. Go to TikTok. It's the dad and the zip tie. And it will tell you all about him. He walked around the daughter's car. He videotaped the zip tie and everything. And this is 17 minutes from here.
Wow. That is crazy.
Well, they had a Asian nail salon up there where they were trafficking young women, solicited prostitution out there.
Oh my gosh, it's about to drive me nuts.
It's bad.
That's sick. That's just sick.
Down in Nashville, you talking about really bad, and we're getting all of their stuff because Nashville is so huge now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's moving on the outskirts of Nashville because there's no room there. So everybody's going to the surrounding areas. And a lot of underage prostitution and cartel going around down here. But the zip ties, if y'all got young kids and they work seconds or thirds or anything, y'all go and check their vehicles or have them to make sure they check as they're leaving, or if they see paper or anything, do not remove it. Have somebody on the cell phone if they notice anything, until they're at a safe spot.
That is wild.
The zip tie thing is the big thing because if that girl hadn't noticed that car following her, the dad would have never thought about looking and finding that zip tie. And this is not, but it was 17 minutes from right here at my house. This is crazy. And it was on TikTok. He's had millions of views. Yes. And all you got to do is go on there and look it up.
That is wild.
The dad and the TikTok and the zip tie. Or you could go to Facebook. It's on Facebook too. It's just sad. And it's crazy because now we can't even trust sending our kids to work or school.
Right.
Well, heck, we already got enough of that to worry about with the shootings and stuff going on.
Yep.
You know, the bullying again. Going
That's
back
just
to the
crazy.
bullying.
You know, and this all ties into predators. I mean, there's different types of predators, different ways that predators, you know, gain access to our children. Okay.
Have you ever watched PCI, Predator Catchers Indianapolis?
Girl, where the hell you been at? We just played a video from them.
Did you? I just come back on.
Yeah.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, we announced it. We announced it on Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, well, I love Brooknam. And they caught somebody here in my town, somebody I grew up with, knowed for a long time. And they caught him. He went to meet a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, drove 5 hours to meet these girls.
That is sick. That's
Yep.
sick.
Yep. Well, by the time I got done sharing it, our hotel knew. That's something I don't agree with is, you know, hurting a child like that or elder or anybody as far as that matters. But yeah, y'all, if you got young kids, keep an eye. You
All
can
right,
never
so we're
be
gonna
too
go
cautious.
ahead. All right, what's up, pallets? I got this pulled up. We're gonna play a couple of the videos about the zip tie thing. That way, you guys can kind of see. Because, like I said, I didn't even know about it. So, I mean, I don't know if any of you haven't, but first, if you guys are just coming in, welcome. We're getting ready to do a reaction to CMC as per request by Fat Cat. But the main attraction to the show today was teaching you guys about what's called sextortion. Okay, sextortion is very, very big. I had never heard of it before. I would have considered it like blackmail or something, but I had never ever heard of it before. And it's attacking our children. Okay, and a lot of it is from people overseas attacking our children here in the U.S. And their own personal people. It could be somebody that don't like them. It could be somebody like an ex-boyfriend that's trying to do some revenge porn type of thing. But basically, what they do is they pretend to be another child. Teenage boys are the biggest targets, okay? But it can be anybody. So let's say the teenage boy, this teenage girl, grown man pretends to be a teenage girl, strikes up a conversation with this kid through a messaging. So like Snapchat is one of the biggest ones. Snapchat, Facebook, any type of gaming that has anything that has chat available, okay? Now before they do their things with the target, they make sure they get their information as far as their friends, family, things like that, because they're going to use that as a way to do their scam. Like, for example, Snapchat. They screenshot their contacts on Snapchat, right? Be their mom, dad, grandma, friends, whatever. They begin this conversation, and then quickly it turns into sexual, okay? And they get the teenage boy to send them either pictures or video, explicit videos or pictures of themselves. In return, they tell them that they will post those pictures and send them to everybody in their contacts or anybody they know if they do not send them X amount of dollars. We've heard as high as $5,000 so far today. We watched some news articles. The biggest issue with this is a lot of these kids are committing suicide behind this, okay? They're doing that because they can't take it. They're shamed. They think they're going to get in trouble maybe. They're embarrassed. Okay. And so with it taking a village to raise a child, we all need to watch out for each other's children. And I thought that was a huge thing to talk about. And thanks to like a friend of mine, and I'm sorry that, her child unfortunately was a victim of it. But he did actually come to her, thank God. Okay. A lot of kids don't, they're embarrassed. Okay. So I think it's very important that you sit down and we talk to our children about this scam and about everything that we can about the internet. The internet is a very dangerous place. I am a true example of how naive you can be. I'm an adult. I'm almost 40. Before I started YouTube, I had no idea the things that would be happening on the internet. No idea. The capabilities of people. None. If I would have known and been educated about different things, I think things would be a lot different right now in my circumstance. Okay. Um, I don't think I would be less transparent though, but there'd be a lot of things different. I always thought if you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. That's how we're taught here. But unfortunately, that's not the case. There's a lot of jealousy, envy, things like that that goes on the internet. There's a lot of hatred that goes on the internet, and that all plays a part in the sextortion because it doesn't have to be just somebody online, like somebody overseas. It can be their own, what they call their friends, or ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. It also said that the biggest community that's attacked for this, the LGBTQ community. Okay, so it's very important that we sit down and talk to our kids, tell them about the red flags that we showed. Okay, tell them about maybe show them some news articles. All you got to do, literally, dude, is go to Google, type in sextortion, or go to YouTube. And I'm telling you, you will be amazed at the amount of things you can find on that. I found so many things. For me, not knowing that word existed, to pulling up an entire internet full of cases of this happening and different ways that you can, catch it. I know it's hard as a parent to talk to your children about sex and about things that happen, okay? But it's important because it's going to save their life. You don't know what mental state your child will be in if that were to happen to them. Plus, you don't want your child having nude stuff on the internet, but you also want to teach them the importance of not sending those things to anyone, period. Okay? Not even their boyfriend or girlfriend. You don't want to send any nudes or explicit videos to anyone, period. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, because they can also use that to extort you or to blackmail you if they get mad and you guys get a divorce. It's called revenge porn. Okay? So from kids to adults, it happens. And unfortunately, just here recently, a 17-year-old, he took his own life. And actually one of our followers' hometown because of this. Upon doing research and everything, I was doing a lot of research. I asked some questions, and that's what I found out. And it just broke my heart to know that this is happening. It's literally, it could be happening right next door. It could be happening in your own house, and you don't even know it. Teach your kids the importance of being open and letting them know that you're there when they need to talk, or you're there if something happens. They're not going to be in trouble. Okay. They don't need to be sending that type of crap, period. Okay. So if you missed it though, you can rewind this live, click on the screen and take the red ball and rewind it back to the beginning. And you'll see like screenshots that I showed, different examples that I showed. We played some news clips. We played a video of a victim who's actually an adult. Just to show that how, he got scammed by the sextortion, how easy it was for him to get it, just as easy as a child, if not easier. Okay. So it's very important that we talk to our children about that. What's up, Pallets, baby?
Oh, not a lot. Just listening to you. But I wanted to say is that, I said about being on the phone the whole time I'm gone. I also, in the parking lot right across from where I live at, there is police station there. It's not a station, but there's like 4 or 5 police cars there around the clock.
Okay.
And that's because there's a bad problem with homeless around here.
Yeah, it seems to be increasing all through the
So
United States.
it scares me about the homeless. I'm not saying every homeless does that. I mean, I used to be homeless a long time ago. So I'm not saying every homeless person does that, but it makes me leery about them because of, them being down and out, and they think they can make a quick buck and try to rob you and stuff. The store down the road has been robbed several times.
Desperation make you do some crazy things.
Right. The Dollar General right down the road has been robbed in broad daylight, so that's why it's heavy policed here. So I'm always safe here in my home. Plus my home is like a fortress. I locked myself out of my house one day, and I couldn't even get into my house in order to get into my house. I had to call my son to bring me the extra key because I couldn't even get in. If I can't get into my own house, what makes anybody think anybody else can?
Yep.
So, but yeah, I just want to let you know I'm really safe. I mean, I stay home 95% of the time, but when I do go out, I make sure I'm safe because, like I said, I live alone. and
Right.
I don't need any surprises. My son only lives 5 minutes away, so if I was to call him up saying someone's trying to break in my house, he would be here in 10 seconds flat. That's how fast he drives. So I know I'm safe here, but there are some people that aren't safe, and they need to take safety precautions to make themselves feel safe in their own home.
Right. You gotta think ahead. You gotta be what do you call that? You gotta be how do you do what's that word when you gotta be ahead of it? You gotta be fuck, I don't know.
I don't
Oh,
remember the word.
the blue line, guys, to let you guys know what Carolina was talking about if you don't know. The blue line that she's talking about is you'll get a text, and on the text, it'll tell you to click the blue line for more information or whatever. She's saying do not click the blue line. She has found out that you do not click the blue line. And she said that is how they're getting all your information off of your computer, like in your bank stuff. So if you do banking and stuff online, they're going to see that because they can gain a remote access to your computer that way. You know, when you call tech support for something and they remotely access your computer, like you give them permission, they get in there and you see them moving around in your computer. That's what they're doing. Only they're not asking you permission and they're going on there for malicious reasons. Tyler YouTube has problems now with trafficking. Oh gosh, that is so sick. I think it's important for parents. Oh, proactive. Be proactive with things. Okay, you can't just assume that nothing's going to happen. You have to prepare for the worst. Okay. And
Expect
pray
the
for
unexpected.
expect the unexpected because you never know what's going to happen. Never. Just as simple as saving your money. You never know if you're going to need that $3 that you were going to go blow on McDonald's on something important, like I don't know, like some toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what's going to happen in life, and it's very, very, very important that you're proactive with things. And
Also
I, for
too,
one, would
Terry.
never allow my child to be on the internet as a toddler. Period. I would never allow my child to be on camera. Period. My kids will not be getting on this camera. My kids, if they have the little video things they do here and there with their own stuff, but even that is limited because I don't think that children should be put on the internet. I don't.
Also too, Carrie, where my house is, not even the locals know that there's a house where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
It's
You
just
gotta be careful, man.
oh, I am very careful. Trust me, I am very careful.
Now, who Sherry said that the research shows the average pedophile has 274 victims in their lifetime. That could be their siblings, other relatives, classmates, teachers, even. Oh gosh, that's so sick.
Usually they're right up under your nose too.
Yep. And if you Google, yep, you're right, Jay. If you go to Google in your town and you type in sex offenders, there's an actual site that you can click at that point, put your city and state, and it'll tell you where they're at, and you can pull up their pictures, what they look like, what the offense they did, and all of that, and it's right there. Anything that's within a certain distance away from you. People on the internet are just getting sicker, and I think that it's very important. Oh, and there is a problem with your Amazon account, and it's been locked. I got an email about that. That's a scam. I didn't ever do anything on it. You know what you've done recently and what you haven't. Okay.
Right.
You can get emails or even texts about that telling you that, you've been locked out of your account or your Visa or MasterCard has been compromised and they need information. All of this stuff, they're scams. You need to tell yourself, did I recently do this? Or if it's about your card, let me call the bank or the card company and see if this is really, never give any of your personal information over the phone or on the internet, okay? Unless it's a trusted site, because I'm telling you, you might think something's a trusted site and it's not. Okay, just don't trust anything that comes through your phone or your internet or your email unless you've dealt with that company before. Just don't do it. And if they call, pallets, don't say nothing else, baby, okay? Because you're saying a little too much on the line. I don't want you to say too much more.
Like my husband was saying, the police or the FBI or the Social Security office or all them, they'll send you a letter first, or they'll come knocking at your door. They'll never call you.
No government agency will ever call your phone.
Never.
it's just no. They're just not going to call
Social
you.
Security office will send you a letter through the mail letting you know that they're trying to attempt to contact you or for you to contact them, and the police will just knock at your darn door. You know, so if they want to get in contact with you, they'll never call you. And 9 times out of 10, your phones, all of our phones, is through somebody else's name. I guarantee if you call on a caller ID through somebody else's, that number's been somebody else's before, you know, so the name will show up somebody else's name. And you can pick up anybody's name and address off of Google.
And you know, a lot of this, I'm not trying to be rude, but a lot of this is kind of common sense when you're thinking about it. If you get an email and it's about your credit card or debit card, and you know you don't even have one, then you know not to click on nothing, right?
Yep.
If you do have one, just call the company directly. Okay, don't ever click on anything don't verify. Like they'll also say, hey, could you just verify for me your date of birth or their last 4 of your social or your address? They're not verifying shit. They're getting it from you by you telling
all
it to
they
them,
need's the last 4, like you said.
Don't ever give any information like that.
Yep.
All right, ladies, we'll go ahead and drop down. We're going to go ahead and do this reaction. I got to hurry and get this done because I got to cook dinner.
All right, my
But
love.
thank you guys so much for coming up and sharing your stories with us. I really appreciate that, sweet.
Love you, Carrie.
Love you, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, they're spoofing. They can call you from someone else's number. They can call and make the caller ID. On the caller ID, it'll be your daughter's number, but it'll be some man that's trying to scam you, you know? Or it could be, I don't know, the public aid office, you know, or whatever. Their number might show up on your caller ID. You might think that's really them, or Medicare or IRS. You might think that's really them because it shows the caller ID says IRS, right? No, that's called a spoof call. What they're doing is there's an app where you can put a different phone number to show up on your caller ID, on the other person's caller ID. So I can go to this app, put your phone number in the call, and put I don't know, the police station or the hospital's number to call you. And that's the hospital's number is going to show up on your caller ID. So you think it's an important call, an emergency, you're going to answer it, right? Same difference. It's called a spoof call. But when you answer it, they're going to start talking to you. You're going to end up giving information because in your mind, you're going to think, oh, they called me. It's on the caller ID. No government agency is ever going to call your phone and never, ever verify anything on the phone. If they ask you to verify, you tell them, no, you verify it. Or just hang up. I don't trust nobody. So, yes, that's what we're going to do now. So, I'm going to show you guys a couple videos because it's a ZipTies. I think this is important too. This kind of ties along with the sextortion we're talking about. Our children basically becoming victims of sex trafficking and things like that. I'm just learning this right now. So, apparently, kidnappers put ZipTies on the doors of people that they are following, that they're potential targets or their new victims or whatever. Okay, there's some videos here on TikTok that kind of explain a little bit as it give more of a visual of it. So we're gonna watch those real quick. And you know what? I think I am going to come back tomorrow and do the reaction. I think I am going to come back tomorrow and do the reaction to CMC, guys. I do go to work at 9 because there's some things going on in the afternoon, so I have to be done. So, Fat Cat, if you don't mind, can I do the reaction tomorrow? We'll talk about this a little bit more and then end it. And then I will cook dinner and all that. Don't overwhelm myself. And then tomorrow, since I have to be at work early, I will get home early and I can do the reaction to CMC tomorrow. I'd say I can do it like 7 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, about 7, maybe a little bit sooner. If that's okay. If not, I can do it tonight, but I just want to make sure. All right. All right. Backed by the Fair Use Act, I have every right to do commentary on public videos for educational purposes. All right. So it looks like, let's see, beware of your surroundings. Let's play this one. Let's see what this says.
So listen, I don't care if you agree with a lot of my videos or not, or if you pay attention to them, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I definitely want you to pay attention to this one. My daughter works late. She gets off at 3 in the morning in a decent sized city. We live in the middle of nowhere out in the country. So we're not accustomed to seeing stuff like this. But like I said, she works in a big city. She gets off at 3 in the morning, drives an hour and 15 minutes to get home. This is the 3rd morning in a row.
Wow.
I found one of these on her car in the exact same spot, back passenger door.
It's basically them. It's like a calling card. Like it's their the you know how like if you let's say you're walking through the woods going to a campsite and you drop things on your way there to that way you know how to get back to it. That's sort of like same kind of concept, you know. That way them and their partners in it know that that's a victim that they're looking at. Okay. And eventually they're going to charge at them, you know, and try to get them. So it's very important.
I didn't know what it was. I just kept cutting it off. This morning, when I found it, I went in there and I asked her, I said, what's the deal with the zip tie being on your back passenger handle every morning? For the past 3 mornings, I've cut it off. She said, Dad, I don't know what in the world you're talking about. She said, I didn't know there was a zip tie on there.
Wow.
I said, yeah, there's a zip tie. So I was talking to my brother just a few minutes ago, and I told him, I said, man, 3 mornings in a row, I found a zip tie on I ain't going to say her name, but my daughter's back passenger door handle, black zip tie. It's loose, but it's on there. And he works in law enforcement. He's been in law enforcement his whole life. And you could tell when I mentioned that, he got extremely silent. And he said, what'd you just say? And I told him, and he was like, listen, man, cut that off right now. I said, I have been cutting them off. He was like, sex traffickers and people that basically steal women, vulnerable women, put them on a car somewhere where it's not easily noticeable for them, but other people who actually do the stealing knows exactly what that means. So basically what this is, you all, is this is a tag. And this alerts anyone who's part of the organization, I'll call it, of sex trafficking or kidnappers, abductors. Let them know that that person is vulnerable. They are by themselves, and they're an easy target. So if you've got teenage kids, girls that are out late at night, that are driving, check their car every morning.
Yep.
Look for a black zip tie or anything that stands out and immediately remove it. Looks like my daughter is a target, so she will be prepared. I promise you that. I've been telling y'all to keep your six covered. It's real.
See that? You guys gotta be careful. This is real stuff, man. Let's see if there's any more on here, any more like examples. Here's one where they try to do it with the zip tie. Wow, you see that, y'all? Reach through the window and try to grab her and wrap her hand with the. How did he expect to get her out of there, though? Like, I don't know. So zip ties seem to be the calling card for basically, I'm coming for you. Like, that's weird. People have no moral compass at all. All right. Let's.
Okay, so there's like a million reasons why you might find a zip tie or a scarf or a note or some random thing on your car. First of all, that person is trying to scam you or steal your car or steal parts off your car. Not you. They don't give a fuck about you. They want your vehicle because there's monetary value within that, not kidnapping some person in a Target parking lot. Traffickers are going to specifically groom and get to know their victims. It's usually done by a partner, a friend, a family member, an authority figure, someone that you trust. Someone trying to sell you perfume in a parking lot is not trying to chloroform you. They're trying to sell you shitty, watered down perfume. Like, never will a zip tie or a note or some random thing on your car mean that you're going to be trafficked. And this kind of misinformation makes.
And you, okay, so now do you see the the confliction in it. I'm looking on Google right now, and it says, hold on, and it says that yes, that is definitely what it's for. It could be multiple things. Don't get me wrong. It can be multiple things. But the main thing is they're after you. That's the key here. They're after you. So they're after you for some reason. But you need to just be prepared for the worst in either way. Expect the worst because you never know. But there's different reasons. I'm looking on Google and there's different reasons why they would have that. Okay. Let's see if we do. Hold on. Yeah, see, there's different. They could be trying to kidnap your car. Yep. I said kidnap your. They could be trying to steal your car. Okay. They can be trying to traffic you. Yep. They can be trying to rob you. And basically, they're watching you. So they're watching what you're doing if you're alone, if you have people with you. If you do, who is it? How easy it is for them to get what they want out of you, basically. So it's just important, okay, my dad taught me this from at a young age. Before you get in your car, you need to walk around your car. Look at your tires, make sure they're not flat, make sure everything's good with your car. Before you get in your car, you need to look inside your car in the back seat. I've had that habit since I was driving. And it's a very important habit. Just as important as wearing your seatbelt. Okay. You need to make sure that everything you do is to expect the worst, basically. You have to expect the worst, guys. Let's see here. It looks like, what is this for? Let me see. I wonder if because see, and then this one, that's interesting. Okay, so this one is saying that it can also be used to break in your home. How would that? I wonder how that would work. I wonder how that would work. That's awkward. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff on here. There's a lot of different things on here. Wow. Y'all, Google is a wondrous thing, I'm telling you. Telling you, because y'all, it's got a bunch of different, it looks like somebody did it to the president. Or no, to the vice president. Sent somebody a box of the wrist things, the zip ties, just caught me off guard, the zip ties. Wow. That's wild. Y'all, this is crazy. Get off here. Y'all, this is wild. I did not know that these zip ties were used for so many different things. Like, basically, zip ties are just used to, and in general, I'm coming for you. Whatever the reason is, they're coming for you. You're a target for some reason, right? That is crazy. It depends on the color. Yeah, I've seen that on here, but it looks like there's two different opinions on that of what the colors. Mark the houses. Wow. Well, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that, sweetie. It's very important that we teach each other because if we don't, how we gonna know? I didn't know none of this. Let's see some other ones. Okay, important tips. Let's see what this. Oh, let's watch her.
Hey guys, so this is like this is kind of like a very important, serious topic that I would love to hit with y'all. I don't know what other states this is happening in, but I know that Georgia is very common right now, especially Cobb area, Atlanta, Gwinnett, just a lot of different counties. It's hitting hard. So basically, I just wanted to tell y'all that female and male, I want y'all to be aware of y'all surroundings. Be careful. Carry pepper spray, knives, guns, whatever, with a license. With a license. I'm not encouraging, like any gunplay or anything. All I'm saying is that this world is very fucked up. Check your cars. Check your Find. If you have an iPhone, you can go and Find My, and AirTags usually will be spotted. Um, I'm gonna share 2 screenshots of like what my friends showed me and sent me, but it's very, very, very common here in Kennesaw area, Marietta, like Perimeter Mall, Cumberland, Town Center, this area. So at the Target and Barrett Parkway, they're using crayons, to like make a mark, a scratch or something, somewhere on the car, very visible, saying like 1F and 1C, meaning one female, one child, marking how many people are in the car or got out the car. What they're doing also is putting Ziploc, not Ziploc, but like the zippies on the car handle.
Right.
Another popular thing, which is not supposed to be popular, is putting tissue paper in the fucking handle. See, me personally, you got me fucked up because once I see something in my car handle, I'm screaming out, so who wants a fucking problem? Like, I feel like, of course, I'm going to be scared, but I'm letting you guys know, once again, female and male, because it goes both ways. I understand it's targeted more against females, but my guys, y'all be careful too. They be weirdos. So I just want y'all to be careful. Check your surroundings. Don't take your trash out outside at night. Bring a buddy with you. If you need to go to Walmart, gotta go pump gas at Quick Trip, something. Bring your boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, a friend, your neighbor, your roommate, whatever the case may be. Do not go alone by yourself anywhere. Be safe. Go with a group of friends anywhere you go out. All I'm saying is, y'all be careful. Watch y'all's back. And I really hope y'all remain safe. I'm about to post these 2 screenshots. Y'all can pause, read them, screenshot them, share them around, spread them. If this is also happening in your state, I'm so sorry. Just please be careful. Pretty much.
Wow, look at that. It says zip ties on door handles as a form of marking for sex trafficking. This was at the Kroger in Kennesaw. Be safe and report everything you see. That's wild, y'all.
So this is the one I was saying that they'd be marking your car with crayons, air tags, etc. Just be safe, okay?
That's wild, Joe. Let's watch this.
Have you heard of human traffickers putting zip ties on cars of people they think are vulnerable? I'm curious if this is a real threat. Have you experienced this? Or if you're law enforcement, have you heard any reports of this? If you see something suspicious, definitely report it and remove it from your vehicle. Have you heard of human traffickers putting zip ties on cars of people they think?
So yeah, that is interesting. Let's watch this last one and then we'll be done.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm a police officer and a mom. And today I want to talk to you about some safety tips to avoid human trafficking. This is some serious to make sure you pay attention. So first things first, we're going to talk about these zip ties. So what human traffickers do is they will go around to vehicles when they see people alone, and they will put zip ties on your door handles, on your windshield wipers, on your mirrors. They do this to alert and show other human traffickers, because this is a big ring, okay? There's hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of human traffickers that are involved in a ring. And so this is like a sign or a symbol to other human traffickers that, hey, we've targeted this person is traveling alone. So if you see this, cut that shit off immediately. If you see a napkin shoved in your door handle of your car, do not touch it.
See, and that's new too. I didn't know nothing about no napkin. Did y'all? With the comments real quick. Did y'all know anything about a napkin? Oh, thank you, baby. Hey. And if you guys are just coming in, welcome. We'll be off here soon in just a minute because I got to cook dinner and stuff. But I'm going to do the CMC reaction tomorrow. I'm going to take that out of the title and make that its own video, okay? Because it's a 2-hour long. Plus, I don't really want to add it into this. I want people to actually watch this. And if it gets too long, if you would, you can tap your screen, take the red ball, rewind it all the way to the left, and watch from the beginning. It's very informative. You really, really need to watch it. If you're a parent or you know any children or even just adults, it's very, very, very important that you guys watch this live. There are a lot of things that happened during this live that I wasn't informed of. A lot of people, other people weren't informed of, okay? I don't know shit about no napkin. That is wild.
Someone put that napkin there and it's going to have some type of drug or narcotic on it. Hi, my name is...
It said here, let's watch her video.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm a police officer and a mom. And today I want to talk to you about some safety tips to avoid human trafficking. This is some serious shit. Make sure you pay attention. So first things first, we're going to talk about these zip ties. So what human traffickers do is they will go around to vehicles when they see people alone, and they will put zip ties on your door handles, on your windshield wipers, on your mirrors. They do this to alert and show other human traffickers, because this is a big ring, okay? There's hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of human traffickers that are involved in a ring. And so this is like a sign or a symbol to other human traffickers that, hey, we've targeted this person is traveling alone. So if you see this, cut that shit off immediately. If you see a napkin shoved in your door handle of your car, do not touch it. More than likely, someone put that napkin there and it's going to have some type of drug or narcotic on it that will cause you to become disoriented, may cause you to pass out. So if you see this, call law enforcement. Do not touch it. You have kids, stop walking away from them at the grocery store. Just because they're in the cart does not mean that they're safe and secure. Do not walk away from them and leave them alone.
Somebody will take them
Whether you
out.
want to believe it or not, human trafficking is happening everywhere. Okay, it doesn't matter if you live in a high income area or a low income area. It's happening everywhere. Nobody is safe from it. So be aware, keep your eyes open, and pay attention.
That's true. Nobody's safe. I'm going to look up something. Let me see. Let's see if I can find. Oh crap! Misspelled it. Oh crap! I don't. Let's try this. Hope I spelled it right. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna watch some TikTok videos on sextortion. Didn't even think about that. See what they got to say. Because the main title was on sextortion, right? This video right here, it says sextortion advice for minors.
If you're a minor and you're being threatened with the release of explicit images or videos, here's some helpful advice on what you can do. My name is Aaron Mink. I'm a lawyer, and I have over a decade of experience helping individuals and businesses with online defamation, harassment, extortion, and sextortion. Being threatened with sextortion is no joke. It's an extremely serious and overwhelming experience. If you find yourself in this position and you're a minor, first of all, take a deep breath. Calm down. Don't panic. You made a mistake, but I promise you,
because again, and like we were saying earlier, there are children who are unaliving themselves because of this. Okay, so this might be a good video to show your children just to start off the conversation. Maybe maybe an icebreaker to break it, because it's never an easy thing to go to your child and talk to them about something as serious as, especially involving sexual things. But it definitely needs to be talked about.
You're going to get through this, and it's going to be fine. You may feel very alone right now, but trust me, you're not. Thousands of people, adults, kids, parents, teachers, CEOs, celebrities, politicians, and many others fall for this scam every single day. It is way more common than you think. My law firm literally gets hundreds of calls
Wow, that's
every month
crazy.
from people who are being victimized by online sextortion. The most important thing that you can do right now is find an adult to talk to about the situation. This could be a parent, guardian, teacher, counselor, family member, close relative, anyone that you can trust and will provide support to deal with the situation.
Right.
It's also important to know that you are not in any legal trouble. Many times, sextortioners try to use the fact that you're underage or attempt to solicit you, posing as someone who's a minor, as a threat to scare you to think that you're in some kind of legal trouble. Don't fall for it. You're not. They're trying to stop you from doing the exact thing you need to be doing
Exactly.
right now, which is finding support and reporting them to authorities.
Exactly.
If you're looking for further help, there are paid and free resources that are available. I strongly recommend checking out the sextortion subcommunity on Reddit. The Legal Resource Center, my website, is also full of
So if
great
you guys go to Reddit, if you have Reddit, type in sextortion. Apparently they have a whole section on that on there.
free
I didn't know that.
resources, advice, and information that can help you get through this. You can also call my firm for help, although we do charge money for attorney consultations and assistance. If the explicit content has already been released, there's a free service offered by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children called Take It Down. Check it out. They may be able to help. Again, take a deep breath. You're not alone, and you're going to be okay. And if you found this...
Hold on, I need that information. Give me a second. Okay, let me put that in my phone. Didn't know this website existed. Looks like people are posting pictures of my children. So we're going to do that. Awesome. Everything happens for a reason. I clicked on this for a reason. It's awesome, awesome.
Take it down. Check it out. They may be able to help. Again, take a deep breath.
Hey, Swine.
You're not alone, and you're going to be okay. And if you found this information helpful, like and follow for more. If you're a minor... and
That's
you're being
awesome
threatened
information.
with-
That's awesome information. So that could actually be your icebreaker video, Let's watch this one.
This is 16-year-old Walker Montgomery from Mississippi. In December of last year, Walker started talking to a girl on Instagram who said they had a mutual friend. Walker was eventually convinced to engage in sexual activity over video chat with the girl in an Instagram DM. Only it turns out the girl wasn't who she said she was. According to the FBI, it was actually a scammer in Nigeria who recorded the video chat and then threatened to post the video online if they weren't paid $1,000. Walker's dad explained what happened next.
And the information we collected shows that the pressure Walker was under was unbearable, to the point that during this exchange, Walker finally tells him, "Hey, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to kill myself." And they respond with, "Go ahead, because you're already dead." And
wow,
obviously you hear that, and it's heartbreaking.
Walker took his own life soon afterwards. Sextortion cases like this are increasing at an alarming rate, particularly among young men, and the FBI has issued multiple warnings.
Report it immediately. The recommendation is don't send money. Sometimes these images do get shared if you ignore the call for...
Because remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you guys this. If you guys missed it. I got some images here. This right here. 45% of the perpetrators carry out the threats. Okay, it's a high percentage. And it looks like 60% of the perpetrators are someone that they know. So that they know in person. Okay, 40% are strangers. Also, the main target are male teenagers. Okay, you would think it'd be females, but it's males. And I think it's because males don't suspect that someone is just trying to trick them more than a female does. As a woman myself, if somebody asks me for a picture, I think, oh, I'm grossed out. But a male may not think that right away. Also, the definition of sextortion, if you missed it, it describes a crime that happens online when an adult pretends to be a child and convinces another child to send them nude or explicit videos and pictures. And once they do, they then threaten to release that information online into family and friends if they don't pay them whatever amount of money they want or do whatever it is that they want them to do. Okay. Get extortion, sextortion, kind of the same thing. Here's an example of one of the messages. Basically saying, I saw your nudes, can't wait to post them online unless you send me the money. Okay. Some red flags right here. If you guys want to screenshot that real quick. The person doesn't have a working camera. Maybe you ask them for a picture first and they're like, oh, my camera doesn't work. Or they might even send you a picture or a video. Like that guy we were watching earlier. He literally was watching a video. He thought it was live. He thought they were actually, on there together, but he was watching a video that the man played from a porn site. Okay. The conversation turns, adult, quote unquote, extremely quick. They use fear tactics to try to scare you into doing what they want you to do. Their profile has a low amount of friends or followers. This can be any app that involves messages. So if you can message someone, it can be done on that app. That goes for Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the way to gaming apps, Roblox, Minecraft, different games that the kids play online, that like video games where they can chat with people. Okay, if they have a chat option, it can be done there. And I also found that they also do a lot of it on WhatsApp, which is like an online texting app. Okay, the conversation doesn't add up, so they're talking to them, and there's different things they're talking about because they're trying to get your child to send the picture. They're loosening up your child to get to know them, right? Basically sending butterflies to their stomach because if here's this boy, a young boy, and this pretty young girl, he's going to want to talk to her, and he's going to want to, what do you call that? Impress her, right? But the conversations isn't adding up. Certain things they're saying or the questions that you're asking, some things just might not add up. Their profile has very limited photos, a lot of misspelled words. The reason that is because if they're overseas, a lot of them aren't too familiar with the English language. Okay. So a lot of the words will be misspelled or the sentences will be kind of off. That's how I can usually tell when someone's in a different country. Not all the time, but that's a good indication that this is not someone local. But even if it is someone local, because like they just said, 60% know the victims. Okay. They're doing it out of revenge for whatever reason. They can be local, but it also is happening overseas. So a lot of people overseas now are targeting our kids here in the US, and we have to be proactive with this and help the community spread the word because there's a lot of different platforms that are talking about this. I did not even know the word existed until last night, let alone know there was an entire platform. There was an entire world of this being talked about, news articles, the different videos of different examples of people that have been sextorted from kids to adults, and the facts that we looked at earlier. Sextortion is becoming a significant problem in the world towards our children, and as kids start sharing more and more of their sexual images at younger ages, this trend will likely continue. Okay, I personally teach my child, do not ever in your life send anything to anyone that you don't want posted on the internet. You got to think to yourself, as soon as I send this to my wife, she's going to post it on the internet. That's how you have to look at it. So are you going to want your wife to post this on the internet? Are you going to want your husband to post on the internet? So it could be your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, cousin, sister, brother, friends, coworkers, boss, all the way to some stranger that you met online. Okay. Never, ever send nude or provocative videos or photos to anyone via text message, email, messenger, the texting apps. Never. Okay, treat it everything as if they're going to. It's going to be immediately posted online. That's how you have to look at everything you're sending people. Okay. It says the U.S. Justice Department called sextortion the most important and fastest growing cyber net to children. Okay, I mean cyber threats to children. Wide reaching. Around 5% of adolescents have been victims already. That is one student out of every classroom in a high school. So imagine a big ass high school. One kid out of each classroom. That's the amount of victims so far. Okay. And then the LGBTQ plus community, the kids, and I'm assuming the adults too, but it says kids are more than twice as likely to be sextorted than the heterosexuals. Okay. So it's just very, very important, guys, that we have to do this together. And thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that, sweetie. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And Fat Cat, I thanked you yesterday, right? Or this morning. Yeah, I did. Want to make sure. Yeah, okay, I did. All right. Let me get back to this. I'm gonna leave one of these up. Read my messages. Okay. Hold on. I know a bunch of you are probably sending me messages right now. Hold on, yeah. We'll have some more information. Oh, the very last video. Wow. Okay. Okay. See, I don't play 2 videos that you guys are familiar with. That's cool. It's very scary and very real. Definitely. I didn't even know the word existed, let alone all this information. This is just crazy. And then the zip ties, and then the tissue. It's crazy, man. It's wild. Um. All right, no more information yet. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, the kids playing video games. Yep. Anything that has a messaging option. Yep. So it looks like that's it, guys. Okay. Oh, here comes Muse coming back up. Talk to Muse for a second, then we'll go ahead and get off here because I got to cook dinner before it gets too late. I'm trying to get in a different routine is what I'm trying to do. And hopefully it will work. Not trying to be on live too late. Lower the time to 4 or 5 hours. You know what I mean? And keep it on topic of what we're talking about. That's why we'll do the reactions to CMC tomorrow. What up, baby?
Oh, I just came up to give support.
Well, I appreciate it.
Not that you need it. You're doing fantastic. It's a great live. Thank you so much for all the information and the work you put into it.
Not a problem. I appreciate you guys teaching me too, because Lord. Okay, what's this? Okay. An Indian. Oh, okay. Muse, I gotta message you real quick.
Okay.
This is something else we can. Hold on. So did you guys learn a lot? Did you guys want to add to anything before we get off here? Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. And I'm also going to go to that website too. F2 wants to thank you for the essay. She don't. Aw, thank you, baby. Tell her you're welcome. Yeah, who Sherry? I didn't know how cheap it actually was, especially when you buy it on the streets or in bulk. Because I was wondering, like, how are they getting all of this to lace everything? Like, it's got to be an expensive thing. That's not really that expensive. Yeah, to them, it's a business. It's a way to make money. Exactly. And they will go to any links necessary. Sex trafficking there's money in that. Okay. Hold on a second.
So, yeah, I'm loving this. Having it just a little bit more formal formatted, but we still have our fun nights. Yeah. We have our, subscribers only, our insomnia chats. I say our, I mean as ER family, they're carried. Yeah, this is what initially drew me to Carrie's platform in the first place, was because I would come in here and I would learn something about scamming tactics and become more informed and learn more about the psychology of it or whatever. I'd learn something. And that to me is what attracted me and keeps my attention. All the drama stuff. I don't begrudge Carrie for standing up and defending herself. But at some point, it just becomes a whack-a-mole contest,
And I'll deal with all that outside of here. I'm not, guys, I'm not going to promise that I'm not going to bring anything up anymore, but I'm going to try to. Okay. It's taken a lot of strength right now not to. Okay. So I'm going to try to deal with 100% of it outside of here. I'm already dealing with about 80% of it out of here, but I'm going to work on dealing with all of it and keep on topic, so one day on the weekend we'll have a topic. The next day we'll have the interrogation reactions, or we'll have a reaction request, or whatever. Every weekend's going to be different, but it's going to be involving something like that. Reaction on one day of some sort, and then education on another day. Okay. During the weekend. And then during the week, our members only, I'll just throw it in there one of those days. And of course, maybe at least one insomnia night where I come on in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. But I'm trying to get back on track with this, and I think I'm kind of getting it. I just kind of fell right into it, but I was so terrified, y'all, when I first started this. So I don't even know how to present this. I don't even know how to talk about this, but
it came back like riding a bicycle. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for,
hey, April.
What do you call that? Participating. Because, I mean, hell, without Jackie and a couple of other ones, we wouldn't have known about the other stuff,
Oh, yeah.
It's very
our
knowledge
that we all
base
was enlarged greatly.
It's very important for us to, learn off each other, because if we don't, then how are we going to know? And it's important to learn true information, It sucks when you can't trust anybody and you end up learning false information. But that's why whatever you learn, you do your own research. That's what I did with this. I actually researched, not to say that the person was lying to me, by no means am I saying that, but I wanted to know more. I didn't want to just say, hey, this is what this is and be done. I wanted to show images. I wanted to show, I showed the facts and the flags, red flags, things like that, to get more of a description of it.
Absolutely. And they're valuable tools. I mean, somebody may think you're, using somebody else's content. No. If everybody had that kind of attitude, then no news would be out there at all.
Newspaper, none of that. 'Cause, I mean, they're literally all sharing other people's stuff.
And the thing is you do commentary on it. So it is at that point your original material. So lump it. You know, you do you.
Just like
'Cause
the
what
news,
you
they
do
do
is great.
commentary on stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they play a news clip, a clip from maybe TikTok or YouTube, and then they comment on it. You know, it's like the same type of concept. If we don't, how are you going to spread awareness or educate people if you don't share someone's stuff? What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and talk about it? I gotta show
and
you.
then it becomes hearsay.
Right. You got to show the proof. I'm a very visual person myself. So if I don't see something, it's hard for me. Like the zip tie thing, that's why I looked that up, because it's hard for me to understand something unless I see it. I have to see it for myself.
And that was the beautiful part of it too, was we got to go with you while you did research. Right. And that teaches us how to do our own research too. Yep. How to chase,
Google, YouTube,
chase the
TikTok,
kernel of information. Yeah.
You know, I want to thank the friend that requested this. Thank you so much. I'm sorry your son was a victim of it. I really am. That's horrible. And he was so sweet last night. Oh, he was such a sweetheart. But it was very important that we did this. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to give enough information, but it looks like we filled up the time pretty good, because I mean, literally the entire live was nothing but teaching each other things. I don't think we had a little bit of talk, but not really.
No.
Not really. It was all about the subject at hand, whether it be sex trafficking, sextortion, different things like that. It all ties in together. It's all child abuse at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you posting kids' pictures, minors' pictures, you're exploiting minors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You share out something that is exploiting minors, you're also exploiting those minors.
And it's criminal. You can't be charged.
Yeah. I'm going to check that website out. That was the reason I clicked on that TikTok. I'm going to click on that.
Hey, Miss T.
Hey, T, baby.
Awesome. Live tonight.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody has not had a chance to hear the whole thing from beginning to end, it was jam-packed, full of information. And
audience too. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah.
Yes, minor can be charged too. Yep.
Oh yeah.
You guys, if you're just coming in, I would highly recommend you rewind this and watch from the beginning. I showed a lot of things that you as parents are going to need to know, because we have to get, we might not reach a lot of people, but we'll reach enough people. Okay. And that's how I look at it. I don't have a big platform. I have
if you have minors in your life that use programs that have chat programs on it, they're vulnerable. And so
kids, they like
you need to learn.
Watch. Yeah, people's kids, they like to watch with their moms and stuff. If there's certain things we're talking about that's kid friendly or they can watch or whatever. And it's just really important. It's really important, guys. I mean, I always look at it like, okay, I might only have a crumb of a channel. Okay. I'm not reaching millions, and that's fine. I don't even think I want to read. I don't want that many people. That's too many people to deal with, but I'm at least reaching one person. And
this is the kind of content that can blow up, though. This is good for anybody and everybody.
This should be something that everybody talks about, instead of just trying to record somebody else's stuff and send it on,
and then pick it apart
and talk about it. Think of something that you can teach somebody and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking all week.
You're right, 45. You're right, 45. If you help one kid, one person.
Just one. That's my motto since day one. That's the only reason I keep coming back. I would have been deleted this channel. It ain't worth all the crap I've been through. But you guys are worth it. Because I know for a fact I've helped at least one person get off drugs. I know that for a fact. I know there's more, but a proven fact, I can witness one person who got off drugs because they watched us and watched us the whole time they were detoxing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's what matters.
That's pretty much it.
That's a life. That's what really matters in the world.
Pallets, when I read that, I'm thinking of your vagina. Okay, let's try to. I don't know why, but when
that's for another night, Pallets.
We're not going to go to the hair salon. Okay, we're not going to go to the hair salon tonight. But good God, your cat, her cats are evil. Yeah, her cats are just evil. They be charging after her on while she be on the phone. Oh, yeah, it don't feel like spring here. It's still icy and freezing, and Mother Nature was on her period, I guess, because it's crazy. Oasis, listen, Palace, I did not want to have that thought, but I'm just saying, as soon as I read it, I'm thinking, why is her vagina looking mean? What in the hell? Now y'all know I'd be thinking of crazy stuff.
Hey, just because
It would
Carrie
not be
does
alive if I did not say something crazy.
just because Carrie does a live that's formatted and serious doesn't mean it ain't Carrie.
Yeah,
She's
my
still
brain
in
is
there.
not changed. Lord. Yeah, it's been raining here off and on. It was raining this morning, and it was just it was freezing, man. It took like 30 minutes to warm up my car. I'm like, geez whiz.
Miss T, you were already there. What are you talking about?
You're my stand together. That's why you ain't never here.
You're camped out there.
Cats are evil though. Sorry, pals. Really, grape soda? Oh, I said that about your cat? Oh, my bad. Y'all, just look. My brain, it does its own thing. My mouth just says whatever it wants.
Well, that's one of the reasons we love you.
Yeah,
So
Sherry, that's what I wanted to know. I'm about to research it because listen, but we can't do it on this live because there's probably kids watching it. But I really was confused.
Let's not get a strike on this one. We're doing so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we'll just chill for a sec. Yours is Jackie.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, a lot just looks. It looks sad when it goes unused. Pretty much, it's got that upside down frown, and it's
Stop.
it's very upside down smile. Frown. Yeah, it's very evil. You got to recharge the battery once in a while because telling you what, your alternator go out, you're done.
You were gonna be good.
I'm good. I'm done. So yeah, sextortion, guys, is very important. Look, half the people left and shit. Like, nope, I'm out of here. Carrie's back. Nope. Oh, yeah, it is. It's very important, and I'm really glad that the person who requested it because I'm telling you what, this is eye opening to say the least. And I've always taught my kids to never send anybody any nude or provocative photos or videos to anyone. Period. Not even your husband's wife's anything because they can blackmail you later, extort you later. If you get a divorce and they're mad at you, post it all on the internet. You don't want to do that.
King Mike.
Hey, King Mike. You don't want to do that.
I almost said King App.
King App because you've seen King and Cash App. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Katie. I am so sorry to hear that, baby. Oh my God. Definitely send our prayers to you and your family, sweetheart. I am so sorry to hear that.
Holy God.
That's horrible. I am so sorry to hear that, baby. And yeah, Jackie, you're right. You always need to watch the money. Like people do put stuff on money too. Trust me.
Oh,
I've heard people. That is horrible, Katie. I am so sorry to hear that, baby. If you need to talk or anything, you can always, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah, we're here. We're family. Oh, girl. Oh, God.
This girl over snore. Hello, hello. Yeah, we're about to get off here. I'm so sorry, Katie. I'm so sorry, but definitely reach out if you need me, okay? Email me, message me, however you can get a hold of me. Oh, I bet. That's horrible. I lost my little brother, so losing a sibling is, trust me, especially when it's unexpected. It's not an easy thing. But I can promise you one thing. Time doesn't heal anything, okay? But it helps it helps for you to deal with it, okay? As time goes by. The pain is never gonna go away, but it's gonna help as time goes by, okay? Just my advice, because I screwed up, don't run to any substances to try to mask everything right now because that's gonna turn into something else, okay? You must grieve your sister's death at the moment and go through those different stages, sober, clean, clear-headed, and then stick with all the good memories you have, and that's gonna help you get through it. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, kid, Jackie. Yeah, I lost my brother in 2009. He was shot. Well, he died from his injuries. It's a horrible thing. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, you gotta let that process take place. I chose alcohol, and so my grieving prolonged years because I didn't truly grieve his death until I was sober. He died in '09. I didn't grieve until 13. So still grieve it, but I can talk about it without crying. So definitely a horrible thing. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and get off here. Cook these kids something to eat. Well, I think just one kid's gonna be here. The other kid left to his girlfriend house. So I want to thank you guys so much for all of your love, support throughout everything that's been going on. You guys have been amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough. I want to sincerely apologize for any of my actions that have resulted and there has resulted into any types of arguments and fights with other people. I, everyone has a right to defend themselves. Everybody also has a right to speak their mind when they're upset. And sometimes your brain gets, clouded by why you're upset, and you tend to do and say things, and you don't necessarily mean to go overboard, but sometimes you do, or you over exaggerate or whatever. And I do want to apologize if anybody has taken offense to anything that I've said or done during this process. It's still going on. It's been going on for 2.5 years. It's not going to stop. So just know that I am doing my best to not bring it to my platform. Okay. But also please understand if I do. Okay. I want to thank you guys so much for helping me get through everything, even in my personal life, helping me get through these lives and helping me stay on track and helping me, figure out good things to talk about, because our whole goal for this channel was to educate people in general. Okay. So as long as I can help somebody and we can teach people things, teach each other things, that's all I care about. Okay. Once I log off here, it's done with the internet, real family life. Okay. And that's what I want from you guys. I don't want you guys to be all wrapped up in any of this drama or wrapped up in anything that's on the internet. Go to the internet, watch your videos, what you're doing, log off and focus on yourself. I always tell my mods the same thing. Your real life is way more important than this. If you can't mod, okay. Real life is way more important. And I would much rather you deal with that than to come. I want you to deal with your mental health, get your sleep, all that, just like y'all tell me. Okay. It's very, very important. That is why I am not. Well, thank you for apologizing, Jackie. I appreciate that, sweetie. But you were mad, and we understand that. But thank you also for apologizing. That's why I want to kind of end it at 4 hours, because I don't want to make it too long. Now, 4 hours is real short for us. 4 hours is long for somebody else, but not for us. Okay. So thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Those are both free of charge. I love you guys so much. If you guys can get a hold of me, you know how. Thank you so much, Muse, for coming up and keeping me company every day. I appreciate that. I will be, as of right now, I will be back tomorrow night around 7 o'clock to do the CMC reaction. If something comes up, I'll let you guys know. But as of right now, I do have to go in early, so I have an appointment in the afternoon, so I'll be off earlier because my aunt got pushed up as well. So
we lost her for a second.
My aunt got pushed up as well.
Hopefully it'll resolve here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. I will most definitely be here tomorrow around 7 for the CMC reaction, unless something gets, I don't know, my life. But because I do have to go in early, then my aunt got pushed up early because I do have an appointment tomorrow for a follow-up. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I can't say that enough. I'm gonna get off here, and I will talk to you guys later. And thank you so much, Muse, for being my co-host on these nights. I appreciate that very much. Yep, I appreciate that very much. And thank you everybody else that came up, told their stories or whatever.
Your Baba Louie to your quick straw.
Oh yeah. Just try not to overtake that, Katie, okay? Just promise me you're not. Just don't try to mask anything. You deal with it, okay?
Good night, Jacqueline.
You guys, good night. I love you guys. Take care. And
Good night,
see you guys
everybody.
tomorrow.